Greetings, everyone. My name is Alicia Anspaugh, and this is the Psychic RoundTable Friday the 13th special. Yeah, we were going to do this last night, but, Dennis decided, you know what? Let's do this on Friday the 13th. How often do we get to do this? And so I will say, if you are a teenager out in the woods getting ready to have coitus, make sure there's nobody wearing a hockey mask nearby. So with that, let's add our favorite Waterloo native, Earl. So have you come across any frisky teenagers lately?
Usually there's a few running around up here, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, and we've also got Kasumi.
Hello.
Have you murdered any frisky teenagers lately?
Well, that would be telling.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we do have the Fifth Amendment here, so we don't have to worry about any of that, right? Anyway, if you guys noticed anything with the intro, I actually went through and selected things that were specifically considered to be bad luck. And so, like walking under the ladder, having a woman on a ship, stepping on a crack. And apparently I did not realize this, but seeing an owl in the middle of the day is also considered to be bad luck.
Yeah. Also a sign that you need to be wiser.
You're probably correct on that one. And so we had one viewer, and that one viewer is now gone. Okay. This is why I tell Alicia I'm Alicia. This is why I tell Dennis that she needs to be down here for the start of the show, because everybody loves seeing her. I don't necessarily love seeing me. I'm just the techie that gets everything going. So
you got the jokes at least.
Oh, I definitely got the jokes. I didn't say they were good jokes, but I definitely got the jokes.
Neither did I.
So, by the way, our one viewer, if you have a question, feel free to comment, and we will be more than happy to answer it. And so, I had a thought, and then now the thought is gone. And why don't you two go ahead and discuss amongst yourselves? Tell us about an incident where something really unlucky happened to you. Rock, paper, scissors, gentlemen. People.
I mean, it's kind of funny because even just today, literally at work, it's been both the unluckiest and luckiest.
Yeah. That's strangely enough, that's usually the way it goes. Right. Blessings in disguise. So
yeah, it's like literally my entire internet went down, and I work from home doing call centers, so kind of hard to do that without internet.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it's like it hasn't done that at all since I've worked here, so it's like it's weird. But now also I have a promotion.
Okay.
So it's like bad luck but good luck.
Yeah. We had two viewers, now they're both gone. Damn it. What am I doing wrong here?
The worst thing that's happened to me this week is trying to do my internet radio broadcast and having a Mediacom dropping service every 10 minutes.
Bad about that.
It really interferes with things.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you still have Mediacom.
That's what we got up here right now.
Oof. Yeah, no, I was like pretty happy when I stopped using them.
Yeah, I refused to get cable. I mean, there is one person that actually stated a good reason to have cable, because there's always something on. and he just has the option of just flipping through. But I also have live channels on my Fire Stick.
Right, and I can choose what I want to watch with my computer.
Right.
It's literally I remember as a kid, like out camping, my cousin told this like stupidest horror story of in the future there's 10 million channels, but nothing to watch. And it's
So
like
true. So true.
sadly accurate.
So, oh yeah, still, yeah, there probably is legitimately a million channels out there. You know, just go
Especially with
to,
all those like side copy ones.
and see now I've got to ask here, how many channels are there on YouTube?
Oh, on YouTube. Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I'll Google it real quick.
I still remember when it like the first video was posted.
That was 20 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Actually 20 plus years ago. So if any of you watching have actually been with YouTube that since the beginning, there you go. So
Yeah. Way to make me feel old.
oh no, yeah, it went. Yeah, YouTube launched the same year that Friends went off the air.
Yeah, I didn't really watch Friends, but I was really young, so
Yeah, it started
like,
when I was in high school, so I didn't mind it so much. But yeah, I mean, also being this is the Psychic Roundtable, we should probably be discussing something other than, you know, TV shows we used to watch. Unless, see, there is one TV show I remember watching. It was in the Fox Network original lineup. And when I say original lineup, I'm talking like year one. You know, it would come on, if I remember correctly, year one is like 21 Jump Street, then some stupid comedy nobody remembers, Married with Children, and then another couple of stupid comedies that nobody would remember. But then there was also a TV series called Werewolf.
oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, apparently I got that one right.
That was good timing with my phone.
Oh, yeah. But it actually had Paul Hogan in as the bad guy, which, I mean, I didn't ask about YouTube TVs. Apparently, YouTube TV service has over 100 channels. I was just wondering how many channels are on YouTube itself. I don't care about YouTube TV. It's another cable service.
I think it's probably difficult for it to like be accurate, considering every viewer tends to have an account.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, if you're watching, comment, say hi.
Yeah, I mean, give us a topic. I mean,
see, and that's an example of what happens. And trust me, I'd much rather the audience come up with a topic, because otherwise I'll come up with stupid things like crypto combat or something like that.
I mean, like I can always do this stupid joke that I've been doing for the last week.
Oh, well, don't hold back now. Okay.
Like I said, stupid joke.
No. That's perfect.
It's something that people don't expect.
I certainly didn't expect it. So, oh god. Okay, so then, Megatherium. Do you think it's still around?
Megatherium?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a cryptid now, but supposedly they all went extinct about 10,000 years ago. It's a giant ground sloth.
Oh, I remember.
I heard about that.
Yeah, there is
talk
talk about the Megatherium still living in portions of the Amazon jungle, that, you know, places that mankind for the most part just don't go.
Yeah, it looks.
And frankly,
like a sloth bear.
And you know the
sloth bear's a real thing.
And you know the one thing that we have not heard about lately, that I know that I haven't, is there hasn't been any more sightings of Nessie.
Well, I mean, if Nessie's actually, and that's the thing, if Nessie's a plesiosaur, I mean, come on. how long did you expect a plesiosaur to live all by itself, let alone last millions upon millions of years after the rest of their kind had gone extinct?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it just usually. I remember back when they were reporting on multiple sightings in Nessie, but that's gone by the wayside.
Yeah, it was like it's been quite a while since. There's also hasn't been any like Bigfoot sightings either. Like it's cryptid sightings have gone way down.
Mm-hmm.
See, here, give me one moment. I'm going to pull this up here. Here we go. I've got it now. I'm going to share my screen. Present. Share screen. Here we go. And no, not that. Chrome tab. Here we go. Loch Ness Monster.
It's still not showing anything, just so you know.
Screw it. I'll just show the entire screen. Oh, hey. Give me 1 second here. Cancel that. It's being a dick. All right. And, well, it's now less of a sausage. Hi, Angel.
Hey, I'm back.
Bear with me as I try to actually. AngelLynn,
Yes.
have you not gotten headphones yet?
Not yet, Dennis.
I would highly advise you to get them.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves.
Yeah, we can all hear. We can hear the echo from you.
From my what?
It's coming from you. We can hear our voices in your background.
That's weird.
It is.
Okay, there has been a current sighting of Nessie.
Oh
my.
Oh, what?
Nessie.
Yeah, we were talking about cryptids and how like there hasn't been as many sightings as there used to be.
Here we go.
Oh goodness.
Damn it. Okay.
See, there was a potential sighting back in early March at Doris Beach.
Oh my. I was going to mention, you see how I've got the original picture up here, the original sighting of Nessie?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that's not somebody's arm in their hand. Tell me that's not somebody out going for a swim. Because if you look down here at the base, this is one of those things I wish I had the freaking, maybe I can just save image. See if that helps.
I have to admit, it's kind of comical watching you try to manipulate technology.
I'll manipulate your technology. Yeah, no, it basically, the head is obviously the hand, right? And then right below the head, you see on the water there, that to me looks like essentially if they're swimming through the water, they're going in for another stroke.
Yeah, plus also it looks, based on the waves and like the size of it, it actually looks like it's actually something a lot smaller. Like it could even be like a toy in the water based on the ripples with the waves there.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that this original sighting of Nessie, though, was very much a hoax. So,
yeah.
What do you call the original? Like a certain year or?
Just the first one that made the
this is like the first image that was shown. Yeah, I don't want.
There was stories about it before that, though.
Yeah, but yeah, basically that picture is from 1933.
That's what I was thinking. That's what yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just like sightings, you know what? When you're on your own show, you can do what you want. Until then, I'm going to debunk Nessie.
See, it wasn't so much debunking Nessie; it was debunking that photo.
Fair enough. So, here we go. Alicia and Paul McCullough. Hey guys, we'll on in a minute.
Well,
Good to see you, hon. It's not. And quit trying to debunk poor Nessie. She's just minding her own business. So, and speaking of minding her own business, hello, Sheena.
Hey everyone.
Yeah, you
So,
know.
did you ever see the original picture, the original first Nessie picture? That's been bantied about for almost a century now.
I probably have, but you can remind me.
Yeah, I'm not sharing that screen again. It was in 1933. Basically, it just looks like it's a black and white. Nessie looks.
Mhm.
It actually kind of looks like that.
Good image.
So,
well,
but
based on the size, like I was saying, it looks like it actually could be like maybe a wood carving or something floating in the water.
yeah, I can see that too. Honestly,
And it was probably more just like because of all the stories, they wanted to become famous for seeing it.
right. And see, that's the thing, though.
Doesn't mean it's not real, though.
Yeah, I am more prepared to believe that there are still megatheriums out in the world than there are plesiosaurs. But that's just me. I'm more ready to believe.
What are you talking about? Mega what, Dennis?
Megatherium.
Which
There's
is
stories of megatherium still roaming in the Amazon.
what's a megatherium?
The giant ancient sloth bear thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not. No, it wasn't a bear. It was a giant brown
It
sloth.
looks like a bear, but it's a sloth. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Because by the way, and I'm going to tell you,
the skeletal structure is similar to a bear. So
Well, I think there's portals sometimes that they can actually come through as well. And once in a while, they just happen to have a camera or something on them.
right. Well, no, Cass, by the way, sloth bear is an actual animal that's alive today. But yeah, the megatheriums, they were bigger than any living.
oh yeah, it's huge.
I don't know if they're as big as elephants, but they are certainly bigger than anything else on the American continent if they're still around. And so much so that you don't. I mean, it. Yep, I lost my train of thought.
That is old age.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
You're
Angel.
welcome. Hey,
Speaking
I have
from
20 of
experience.
them on you.
So, yeah, but no, like I said, I am more prepared to believe that there might still be thylacine running around in Tasmania. That Tasmanian
And what
wolf.
is that?
Tasmanian wolf. Went extinct in
Oh, okay.
1939.
Well, I
I'm
think it's a
already-
Beowulf. Or Beowulf, how do you say that?
Beowulf?
Yeah, the big monster wolves. The black
Oh,
ones.
you talking about Grendel? What
No.
Grendel was supposed to be?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Yeah, because Beowulf was an epic tale from like the medieval times.
Right. It's supposed to be like a folklore, but it's not. It's something that I think lived.
Yeah,
oh, like the person. I mean, yeah, it's gotta come from somewhere, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be as fantastical as the stories, but embellished enough. It'd be pretty normalish.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this though not to get too far off into this cryptid talk, and
I mean, cryptids are fun.
for some reason I can go down cryptids all day long. I've recently actually discovered videos on is either YouTube or Facebook, but basically it's Bigfoot going around drinking beers and doing stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and his friend Yeti as well. And they bring in their wives and everything like that. So
Is that a commercial? It looks like the Jax commercial. The
Oh, the
the
jerky
beef
one.
jerky. Yeah.
well, no, it's not. No. These are obviously AI created, and
Right.
whoever's making them, it is frankly that's genius. Especially the one where they're where both Bigfoot and Yeti are tripping on mushrooms. That is just pure comedy gold.
That's gotta be funny.
I think I've scrolled past a couple of those, but I've like called off social media scrolling, so I haven't seen too many. But the ones I've seen are like hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't mess with much AI stuff if I can avoid it, because it's just like I have a lot of friends who are artists that I would rather support. So
Mhm.
Right. But
Agreed.
no, I mean, to be fair, like with the new intro with the intro for tonight's special, I did use a little bit of AI to actually help. I was having issues getting the chroma keyer to cooperate on Premiere. So I basically went to ChatGPT. It's like, hey, remove the black off of this. And it did. And so,
I mean, for practical applications, it can be quite useful.
oh yeah, definitely
As
useful.
long as it's not a
Oh,
final
it definitely
product, is my
has
main
its
thing.
place. Yeah. When it comes to more personal and people experiences or talking emotions,
Yeah.
it doesn't have. But it has a lot of knowledge and, it, make you sound real good with those big words.
Yeah, well, it's also based on like what is fed into it. But I just think it's useful as a stepping stone or like a ladder, not so much as an end product.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind it so much as a tool.
Yeah.
I
So,
tried to use it on a couple occasions, but
I can't use it. Yeah.
I can't use it just because. So sometimes the information is completely inaccurate, and
yes.
I'm a very
I-
like book study person, so it's like I catch it immediately, and then I'm like, no, like,
I still remember that there was a while there that the Google search AI was telling people to put gasoline in food recipes.
oh my god,
What?
All because
Yeah,
of people.
yeah.
Because it's so the reason is because what it does is it doesn't just know these things. It searches the web, finds it for you, and then compiles it. And
Right.
since a bunch of people were making like fake posts, fake recipes with gasoline in them as a joke, it was thinking they were real.
Oh my God. That's a good example of something gone wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's why you need to be able to like research and fact find for yourself, because you can see things that are obvious, whereas the
Right.
learning the language learning machines cannot. They
Right.
just compile.
Yeah, no, and give another example. Like the other night, I this is what I do in my spare time. Okay, I went on ChatGPT and said, "Hey, give me a moderately hard history quiz."
Oh, for you, that would be like kind of hard.
That's what she said. Anyway,
Oh, shut up.
but no, it actually asked the question: who is the only of the presidents? Who is the only one to actually serve 2 non-consecutive terms? Well, as of right now, there's actually now 2
Ooh, yeah.
of them. Yeah, the first one was
Grabbing an
Grover
old
Cleveland.
question.
Yeah, the first one was Grover Cleveland, and I'm just like, I answered as like, yeah, the first one was Grover Cleveland, but there's now 2 presidents with non-consecutive terms now, and the AI actually wanted to argue with me about it.
Mhm.
Yep.
There's like, we have no evidence. I'm like, how do you not have evidence? Have you not checked? I mean, have you not looked at
Who is the
anything in
second
the
one?
last 6 months? You know,
Trump would be the second one that
Yeah.
president.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes mistakes all the time. You've got to be able to catch it.
Because right there is literally accessing older history books, which is
Right.
I actually remember that exact question from my history lessons in high school. That was 5th grade, no, 6th grade.
So like 10 years ago for you. I think so. I don't know how much.
I'm turning 32 in a couple weeks, so
You don't have to lie to make friends. Well, maybe he wasn't lying. I mean, you did get the elixir there. Yeah. So,
I was gonna say, take it as a compliment.
Right.
oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, estrogen is pretty great for making you younger.
Yeah, but what I will say though is that if people are putting, you said people are putting fake recipes with gasoline online. This might be a Terminator 3 situation, Rise of the Machines. They're just being a little more subtle about when they actually take over.
Right.
For all we know, Skynet's already aware, and is like, hey, let's see how many of these dumb humans actually make recipes with gasoline in it. It'll be much easier
I
for get
can't
them to
believe
kill
that's a
themselves.
thing. What are people thinking?
They don't.
Even to joke, it's not funny. Like, people can get hurt.
Luckily, enough people were smart enough that there was, I believe, maybe a couple that actually did it. Not enough that it was actually an issue.
Wow.
I don't know why you would even think that was a good idea. You if it came from ChatGPT.
I know, right?
I don't know. For the most part, I've been using it to help me build Dungeons and Dragons characters lately.
Oh,
Yeah, see, apparently that was a good idea too.
It's always right. Like its timing is interesting.
So, Sheena, I will ask you, since my wife has not come to take over the show yet, do you have a favorite cryptid?
me? Hard for me to remember which of my cryptics, because I'm just a very big believer in mythical creatures. Period.
Right.
I'm kind of with Angel. Like I think they like shift in and out. Dragons and fairies and all of them.
Well, just remember the coelacanth is no longer truly a cryptid because they know where those live now.
The what?
What
The
are they?
coelacanth.
Yeah.
It was a
fish.
Yeah, it's actually a limbed fish. It's actually got tiny little arms and legs, probably about yay big,
Yeah.
and there's fins at the end of them. And so,
Oh wow.
yeah, but yeah, those things have been around since like the Jurassic,
Right.
maybe the Cretaceous.
That was one of my favorite details about the Atlantis movie. Is that the fact that the one guy that's talking to Milo has coelacanth in their tank years before they were actually rediscovered, to show that he knows that there's other things out there.
Anyway, I got to hop on out here because the wife's kicking me out. I hope she wants burritos, or at least tacos.
Well,
Good night, everybody.
with that attitude, no. And I may need you to hop back on for a minute.
No,
Bye.
it's your show. You can handle your show.
Bye. Hi, folks. How y'all doing? Great to see y'all. Sorry about that. With Wub's little mishap, it's been a little bit more interesting. So, Mom
You
just got
feeling
home.
better yet?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a fractured foot. It's
Right.
going to take a while. Okay.
For sure.
God love him, but it's a fractured foot. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So, how we all doing?
Good.
Good.
It is Friday the 13th.
It has been a very unlucky lucky day.
Really? Why?
So I was telling Earl and Dennis earlier, but
And
So,
I logged on early. Nobody told me to
Messy
come back.
pictures, bullshit.
Okay, it's not bullshit. Anyway, next time we go swimming over there, I'm tossing you in.
But yeah, so I work from home, call center and everything, and my internet's been great. And then today, all of a sudden, it decided to completely turn off
Really?
That sounds
out
like
of nowhere.
Okay.
Bit difficult to work, and my computer was just constantly like having issues, needing to update, going completely black screen, all that fun stuff.
Oh, no.
And on the other side of things,
Oh,
I got a promotion.
Yay!
So it's like
That's a good
good
thing,
and bad luck.
right?
Well, actually, when you go a little bit deeper with the Friday the 13th stuff, it's also a really good time for shadow work.
yes.
It's supposed to be connected to all things divine feminine. So it's not necessarily bad luck. It's been more of a pop culture superstition.
Oh,
It
yeah.
started out with the Knights Templar being arrested, that huge debacle, and then it also stems somewhat from the Last Supper. Of course, you've got the Norse thing, which Loki was the 13th guest, and he resulted in the death of Balder, but, you know,
Yeah.
you
Well,
got a
there's
bunch of
also
stuff.
the beginning of Valpurgisnacht as well. 13.
Say again?
Valpurgisnacht?
I thought that came earlier in the year.
It does. Valpurgisnacht already has passed, but it was said to be 13 witches that gathered.
13 to a coven. Yeah.
And
My dad always thought it was really super funny because you had 13 disciples and there were 13 witches to a coven.
Yeah.
I thought there was 12 disciples. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
missing.
Well, I mean, disciples plus one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. But
Yeah, it's one of those things that 13 is actually seen as a good number, a very powerful number. But because of us Wiccans, it has been ostracized to be a bad luck, unlucky number.
well,
It's a
actually, it's
witch.
not just about the Wiccans. Like I said, it's
Oh, yeah, everything.
all through. Plus, you've got some Latin and Greek cultures think it's Tuesday the 13th that's bad luck.
Yep.
So yeah, no, it's not about Wiccans. It's just about people getting a crazy idea in their head.
Or the number 13, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Stemming from, like you said, the Last Supper.
Yeah.
Or the 12 disciples, or, yeah.
Knights Templar, the big arrest in 1307, was Friday, October 13th.
Right.
Yep.
So
It's just that them taking and what is good luck for some people is bad luck for others.
Right. Like the
And
Black
those
Cat.
that get the bad luck start to ostracize it.
Well, and that is true. I like that, Kasumi. But also, kind of like with celestial phenomena, Sheena, you and I have talked about this. It's a roadmap. Nothing is good or bad luck. It's a roadmap. Like we've got a Chiron retrograde coming up, and y'all know I hate Chiron retrogrades. I hate them so bad. Okay, we got a Saturn, Pluto, and Chiron retrograde. You got those three just whooping our ass. But at the same time,
What's Chiron retrograde?
the wounded healer, baby. So any bit of trauma, anything like that is going to be pulled up. It's going to hit you in the face like a sack of bricks over and over and over and over and over and over
You can stop now.
until you break.
Like trauma, like
So
physical
like-
trauma, mental, or
Like
doesn't matter?
what? Okay.
All trauma.
Thank you, Sheena.
mostly mental and metaphysical, but physical can also show up.
Okay. Personal story. I don't really like to do the personal ones, but
Right.
y'all know that my little brother died on my living room floor in front of me before he was 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chiron retrograde, I was very freaked out when I had a kid that he was going to pass away before he was 2, obviously. Okay? Not to worry. He had a fever seizure and was laying on the floor choking in his own saliva during a Chiron retrograde before he was 2.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, that fucked my shit up for a few years. But I scooped him up, I picked him up, and I put him over my shoulder. I said, no, if you're going to die, you're going to die in my arms. And then he barfed out all the saliva. But he looked exactly like my little brother when he was on the floor.
It was essentially trying to heal you to show you that you do have power in situations.
Yeah.
Can I say it was not fun while it was...
No,
But this is the theme of the Chiron retrograde. And I thought I was dealing with David's death and everything, and I wasn't, not fully. It had to be that very real example.
Well, it's kind of like I know I haven't dealt with my sons yet. Like I know I haven't.
Don't worry. We'll see if it's this Chiron or next one.
a lot of times,
Who am I gonna call?
yeah, a lot of times the more extreme healing with like therapeutic, like in therapy type stuff, it can be quite painful because you have to dredge it up to let it heal. It's like lancing a boil.
Yep.
It hurts.
Yeah, and
You know,
I literally,
style.
it's ironic that we're talking about this because I did myself a reading because I've been so busy lately, I haven't done much. And I did a reading for myself before this, and one of the things that came up is essentially that I want to say destiny, but like thing that would be good for me to focus on is to be the healer in pain,
Okay.
to help people heal and
I totally
mitigate
get that,
pain,
yeah.
but not heal it itself.
No,
Which is
it's kind of like the wounded healer, or
yep. And it's literally Chiron. Oh my goodness.
I was going to say, remember we had discussed that with your psychic vampirism, energy vampirism, you might actually do quite well as a therapist or a counselor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that
I've been
way
doing it.
back when.
Yeah. It's something that I enjoy doing as well. Like I literally most of the time in my own therapy, like when I'm with my therapist, they're always like saying that like I'm a little bit too self-aware and too focused on helping others and should help myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that, but that goes along with who we are as human beings, as people. So I get it. I mean, they're
But I
right.
was like,
But
and
how
I
do you stop
also
it? It's not
recently
easy.
have learned something about one of the things I can do with it. Because like before, I had known that I can take and like feed off of the trauma and everything to lessen the burden and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I have also learned recently, it's still something I'm working on, but I can use energy work to essentially sort of untangle by like eating away at little bits of it, like some of the trauma to let it loose so it can heal better on its own.
I call that, I think you call your gifts different wording, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Like when you say energy vampire, I see that as like energetic alchemy is what the basic gift is.
Yeah, I'm using what I need to, like I'm going beyond just needing to feed. Like I'm using it, like the fact that I know how to feed to understand energy to be able to do more.
Yep. And then what you're doing, I use it in my Reiki work. And it's what I tell people, like when you have those like stuck cords and stuck trauma inside you can't just, I know a lot of people cut those cords, but you have a rare gift where you can see where it's rooting in and you can move and give it space so you can eventually pull it out.
Yeah. Well, actually, the way I do it, it's sort of like a cut cord, because what I do is I feed on little bits of it, and that thins it out so it can untangle easier.
Nice. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're having a discussion about you really call that like basically like
Who's scratching? Oh, AngelLynn.
Did stop.
Hey,
was
by
my
the way,
cut. Sorry.
no worries. Simone is trying to hop on. Her internet's fritzing out, so she's on the phone trying to get it fixed. But she says she'll hop on if she can.
Okay. Been a while.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to hang out tonight. I've been on the go all day today, and I am crashing hard.
Too bad, Earl. Suck it up. Drink some coffee. Get your butt back on task. Now, but no, honestly, Sheena, Kasumi, I would love to sit you guys down and have you guys do a discussion about energy work versus psychic vampirism.
That would be pretty cool. I want to do more. I've just been so focused on life lately with my new job.
Oh, and you've been trying to get your life together.
Yeah, and you
I have to
first.
I literally have to be out of here by the end of the month.
But no, this
Again?
is good, though. This is what
Okay,
you have to do.
seriously. Are
But-
you
Wait.
musical chairs with your living spaces or what, Kasumi?
That's how it feels.
She's
But-
flipping living places like pancakes.
But with this job, I will be able to at least
Hold
afford
on.
my own
Yeah.
place.
This is his opportunity to get out of everything, find it, and get yourself back and be you again. So this is perfect for you. Whether you got to move again, that's fine. But
Yeah, I asked about like, is this path like a good one that I'm going on? And it was like, yes, but it was the tower.
Oh, well,
right.
everything's going to break down before.
It's going to be a chaotic bit for a little while.
Not too much longer though.
Yeah, it was about a
Kasumi,
month.
What
Yeah.
I'm going to do is I'm going to get you a little crab shell so you can always have a home with you. Yep. I'm
He's
going to
got
write
to
a
be
home on
inside
it.
of it. Doesn't he
That
have to
is-
have that on his back or something? His little legs sticking out.
Yeah, the little crabby.
I've
There's no
totally got
shell.
an image in my head.
Well, Kasumi is a Cancerian. And,
True.
you know, the
Mhm.
crabs, they wear their
Yep.
home on their back. And
Yep.
while I respect you guys for that, I like having a home that I could, kind of dig. all
A
my
home on the go
logistics.
is not such a bad idea.
There's some people.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to get you a little crab shell. Go get you a little shell. Or I might make you one with resin and put home on the back. Here you go.
I
We'll
might
have
actually
you
keep
job.
that on my altar. That'd be great.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah. But I am glad. I'm glad you got the job. I'm glad things are coming together. And
Yeah.
my guides just said, leave her alone for right now. No shows, no nothing. Just boom. She
Yeah,
got
I've been I've been neglecting everything, and like I've actually was neglecting feeding well.
But
So,
you haven't. But
They
if
told me
you
that
don't
too.
take care of this part of you,
mhm,
you can't function with anything else.
exactly.
And
Like
spirit
I have
can't
very
use you for the
Uh,
vessel
I,
that you want them to use you as. You know.
I will say though, Kasumi, you do got to get back in balance with the feeding and some of the spiritual work because
He will.
it's
He will.
starting to kind of. I can kind of see it. I don't know, right around through here. What's going on here?
yeah. If that is, you're probably actually feeling the pain from
No, it's like a heaviness or a.
the whole face. Yeah, I've been doing electrolysis, so
Oh,
there's
okay.
probably a radiation of pain.
Okay.
Getting stabbed in the face a million times with a needle and getting electrified is great.
Well, I thought about it myself, but I'll have to let me.
Earl.
I've actually done electrolysis on my top lip, and it is not a fun.
Oh god. Yeah, no. That's
No.
what I focused on this week was the top lip and the sides.
That does not sound like fun.
Well, go eat somebody so you can like fix that shit. Cause damn.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get it out to the protest tomorrow, maybe there'll be something interesting there.
What are we protesting?
I'm really interested in your energy vampires. Like, how do you feed?
I want to say I'm nicer than other vamps, but
Actually, she is.
I don't want to be like better than anyone though. Like,
You're
so
more conscientious, and I've always told you that, which is why I work with you. Out of all the other psychic vampires I've known.
Yeah. So
It's not that you didn't say you were better. You just said you were nicer at it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm more compassionate about it, I guess.
Right.
And conscientious because you will actually go back in and stitch up the holes you make.
Mm-hmm.
When you feed, you make holes.
Yeah, most vamps they feed by extending their aura and stuff like that, and essentially stabbing into others' aura and feeding that way. I either do it a lot more gently, or I feed just directly off of what's around them, or because I only do it with consent, and so once consent is down and they're able to drop the shields, I don't have to cause damage to get in.
That's awesome. That's really interesting.
Yeah, but I told Kasumi she needs to work on sucking body fat.
Oh, as long as I don't receive it, because I'm trying to lose weight.
Look, you would be rich. I'd be like, okay, I need to lose like 100 pounds. Here you go. You know. Symone, how you doing there?
I'm all right. How are you doing? Fighting with my internet.
It's been that kind of week. I think it's I think the heat is legitimately affecting it.
Yep.
You doing okay?
Me?
Yeah, you seem tired.
I'm exhausted. I've been working outside in the heat all day.
That explains.
And it was really hot out there today.
It felt
I stayed inside.
Me too.
Crispy.
I might be half Mexican, but I don't do heat.
Symone, you're not supposed to be out in it, babe.
Well, I gotta work.
Well, true.
She's working on her tan.
I'm glad about being work from home. I don't have to worry about the sun.
Actually, I am not working on my tan.
He's legitimately allergic to the sun.
Yeah.
SPF 75 on.
And that happened before I realized I was a vamp. So it's not. It's ironic. It's not a cliche.
Could you be any more goth?
Yeah, I'm wearing colors now. Ish.
Okay. Red and black.
And purples and blues.
Okay.
He said ish.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm making lighthearted jokes too. I showed Dennis and Earl my joke for the week.
Oh, and what is it?
Oh my gosh, I need one of those.
Oh,
no one expects it.
I love it. Yes.
I need that.
It's literally just in my bra, little squeaker.
Oh wow.
I love it. You are very grounded about that. I love that.
That is awesome.
It has that like dual, like it does cause me some worry. I love the joke because I love how people react to it.
Mhm.
And it makes myself laugh, but it does have that worry of like I'll do that and someone be like, "Oh, those fake," and it's like, no, it's a little tiny squeaker. I already need new bras. I don't need to think like people thinking they're fake.
Okay, come on.
Well, actually, the next thing you need is like a squirter, a flower squirter. Oh, my implant just leaked.
There you are. Sorry, I dropped you.
It's about like there's a lady there in Des Moines that went to a Matt Rife show, the comedian.
Yeah.
And
he's fun.
Yeah, basically, she did the same thing.
Oh, the
squeaker or the squirt?
Yep.
Yeah.
Squeaker.
Oh, yeah. Because I did this with someone, and they were like, "Oh, that's like that one joke," and I'm like,
What joke?
Because this is literally my friend during Pride. They had a squeaker, and they're like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "I don't have any pockets." I have one pocket.
Gonna say. What is it? Okay. Yes, I know. For the summer PSA, titties are not pockets, okay? Because it gets really sweaty and everything like that. But come on. Every girl knows titties are pockets. Sorry.
When you don't have enough pockets or your purse around you, that's what you do.
Great cell phone carriers.
I know.
Yeah, although they get some like mine locks itself constantly because it's like, that was not a finger. That was not a finger. That was not a finger. Like, yes, it's a boob. Shut up.
No, I have a wallet case for mine. That way I just close it around it.
Oh, that would be good, actually.
Fun.
That's why I always have wallet cases, because one, I have to carry all my stuff in one. I hate carrying extra baggage. Yeah, I know, har. But and so I try and make everything as efficient as possible.
That's fair. I got a new wallet that my partner got for me, so I like it and I keep it. It's Gengar.
Gengar?
Oh, cute.
All right, I gotta grab it.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I am not up on Pokemon. Dennis is the Pokemon person.
Right.
He just
I play
left the show.
Pokemon.
So literally, my partner got me this bag to use as my purse,
Oh, that is so cute.
I love it.
Oh, that is cute.
and it came with a wallet that they didn't care for, but I love it.
Oh, that is super
That's
cute.
neat.
Right, and like the inside, it's like super like full of Pokemon and everything.
Oh, wow.
Now Nicole would love that. She would love that.
Oh yeah,
It cracked up how it died down and then came back again, like stronger than ever. Pokemon.
right.
Well, Pokemon's never truly going to die simply because you've got cutesy characters and they're always coming out with new ones. Pokemon
Right.
will never die.
Plus, it's a fun game.
And
Oh, yeah.
I haven't played it.
The guys, the people I know that are in it, they love it.
Well, AngelLynn, I'm pretty sure you've met her. Cassie, you remember Cassie, little blonde Cassie, writer, book publisher.
Yeah.
Okay,
Almost like it.
she used to be in Pokemon leagues and everything. She was a Pokemon fanatic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and apparently there are leagues. There's whole bunches of stuff. It's really, really neat. People have
Wow.
really gotten into it, and it's very much a
Well,
community
it
and connection
it
point.
gets people up and moving, right? Doesn't it?
Well, Pokemon Go. does.
But
Yeah.
the original games are like you stay there. You just play.
Yeah, it's like a card game.
Yeah.
My son used to do it when he was younger.
I remember my son's liking them. Yeah.
Dennis
Then I-
liked them.
Go version for a minute, and then I stopped playing it.
So, out of curiosity, with Pokemon Go, Sheena, was it good to get you up and moving?
Oh yeah, I liked it. Just walk around, especially if you have little ones. They enjoy like catching.
Oh yeah.
Going on a bed.
Unfortunately, with how like it was early with my fibro, so it wasn't so bad. But I still drove a lot because I couldn't walk as much.
Well, with me, I'm just like, oh.
You haven't seen me since I started using. I actually started using my wheelchair, so
What?
Did you really?
Yeah. It's been helping me.
You're just doing it to get a better parking spot. Don't lie.
I'm fighting to get that. They denied me the first time because my car's
What?
not registered here in Iowa.
Oh,
What?
I guess that could be a problem because otherwise your doctor just has to sign a note and it's done.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, I got the doctor note and everything, and it was wonderfully done. But because I wanted to get stickers for my license plate, they're like, we're going to deny this because it's not registered in Iowa.
Oh, but you can still have the handicap sticker that goes in the mirror, right?
I have to reapply and bring my ID in to do it.
Right.
And with my name change and everything, it's got to get that, like, my ID updated. So there's that.
Right. Well, I guess that gives you a reason to go in, huh?
Right.
I was going to say, have you gotten it legally changed?
Yeah, back in April.
Oh, wow. So what is your full name now?
Kasumi Thor Volt.
Kasumi Thor Volt? Voigt.
Yep. Volt. VOLT.
Okay, cool. KTV. KTV.
Uh-huh.
Nice initials. Nice initials. I like it.
Which is funny because only the initial that changed was the first one.
I know, but still, KTV. That's fun. See, my original initials were AKA, and I always thought that was fun. But then I got, yeah, right. But then I got married, and it went AKAM, Occam, like Occam's razor. I thought that was neat. I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm keeping it. Although I do kind of wish I had married somebody with a shorter last name.
I mean, before my my first name change, that was just my last name with like adoption and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Antoinette.
Antoinette says hello. Hi, Antoinette.
But
when did you actually officially come on the program?
Right.
This girl is always busy.
See, that would be actually interesting.
I would love having her on, especially with you and Sheena and Symone and everybody.
Well, because you know how I have I think she's great and everything. I just have a hard time being around her because how much she's always filled with Reiki.
Dude, that girl is wow. She
so
does energy work like breathing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious how it would be with the technology, like doing it over video. Yeah. Like
I will tell you.
I actually interact without issues.
No, because no matter what, you're going to have that energy thing, even through tech. I've been really shocked. There's a lot you can do through technology. I never even thought of it. Like I told you guys, there's one psychic I know. That person has their Facebook and the website and everything tricked out to when you go across the page, when you look them up, they actually put a cord in you and they siphon.
What?
Yep.
A lot of people on TikTok are doing the same thing.
Yep.
It's not okay.
Especially those ones that are quick reels that you just swipe past. You don't realize.
Well, I actually had to have Antoinette work up something, and we're working on doing a sticker or some sort of design for your phone or like a key charm. I had to have her work up something to put on Nicole and I's phone because we're constantly looking stuff up and working and stuff like that. So we put it on our laptops, our desktops, and our phones, and sometimes stuff will still make it through.
Is it like a protective sigil type?
It's like, think of like a bubble.
Yeah, intense, like shielding bubble.
Yeah,
like a Reiki bubble.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about a Reiki bubble. I don't do Reiki, but it's basically okay, who in here all here watches Star Trek? Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Think of the shields around the ship.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's what it is. For me, it's weird now, especially if I know the person, whether it's a Facebook call or an actual phone call or even a text, I can feel the energy coming off of them, and I'll do a quick scan. If they're going through a lot and it's really, really bad, it comes off as really dark and inky. So I'll just kind of put them in a plastic goldfish bag, and I'll tie it off. You know, and I'll be like, hello, how are you? Whoops, more bubbling. You know, but it's been really, really interesting what you can do through technology. I don't know why I didn't think about it before, but it's just, it's
Don't
not
get energy. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and Cass, you and I did that. What's his name? Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Where we worked. You remember when we worked on his back?
That was forever ago.
That was a hot minute.
A lot of shit has changed with poor Matt. We all need to send him some really good energy.
Yeah, I saw him like
Just-
a couple months ago, and it was pretty bad at that point.
Yeah, life is whooping his ass. I tell you what, though, when he comes out the other side of this, I'm hoping he's going to be changed for the better.
Me too.
Hopefully, yeah.
He's a Capricorn, so I'm hoping he doesn't slide into bitterness. I'm hoping the tiger part of him just keeps going. Because with the Capricorn,
Easy to steal.
oh, they get bitter and they get nasty and they get very vengeful. Very vengeful. But I'm hoping that tiger can keep him buoyant enough to just kind of keep him moving forward. He told me a couple of his plans, and I'm not in a position to help him right now, but I'm hoping that he can get his hands on what he's shooting for. So, fingers crossed. Oh, and if any of you get a hold of him or you see him, let him know to just stop by the shop because the number he gave me does not work for him. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
My guides have told me to just kind of keep a distance, but keep an eye on him.
That's what mine said too. But I still wish him some good luck. He needs it.
Oh, God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know.
And Matt, if you're watching this, you're
We
a
love
hoe.
you.
Call me. Anyway.
Don't talk about me like that. No.
Oh, no, I talk about you like that when you're not on, babe.
I know you're constantly pimping me out.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Hey, I want a flat over in England.
Oh my God, I know. You know, I have not gotten a hold of him either.
By the
You'll
way,
remember him. Virgil's still trying to hit on me, but it's getting a little more louder now. Nicely.
Symone and Kasumi, because you haven't been on in a little bit. AngelLynn had a couple of boyfriends on here, and then it went down to one.
Right, well, the one was fake. We figured that out. So
I don't think he was fake. I think he just dropped off. You played too hard to get, AngelLynn. Anyway.
Virgil has not given up, but he's clear in England.
So Virgil is from England, Manchester, and he watches, and he's made it clear he likes AngelLynn, and he's willing to pay for her ticket over to England to come see him. And so I told her she's got to go and get the flat set up so Wub and I can go over there like that.
Right? Y'all can come visit me.
Oh, baby, I'm not going to come visit. I'm staying.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be
But
nice
I'm not babysitting.
What?
I said, but I'm not babysitting.
Oh, that's fine. Mom's coming too.
Okay.
We're good. We got this.
Then I'll share with her. I can do that.
Yeah.
Angel said, let's get this clear right now.
Right?
And by the way, guys, yes, she would end up babysitting. I already know her.
I know.
The
Plus,
only
him
problem
and I get
is my
along really
son
good.
could literally bench press her at this point. Okay. Arthur is over 5 feet tall. He's almost as tall as his abuela.
Mm-hmm.
He's 180 pounds, almost none of it fat. He's almost all muscle.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah. I have a picture of him beside. That was Earl. All right, I'll razz him about it later. But no, there's a picture of AngelLynn beside my kiddo. And she looks so itty bitty. She looks like she's the kid.
That was the end of your last fair there at the big one. And that was so awesome because he just came out of the blue, kissed me on the cheek, and hugged me.
Oh,
That was like super special for him.
yeah.
So it made me feel
because
super special.
he is not a big one to.
Mm-mm. He don't want to be touched, and he
It's
don't
like
want to touch you.
That random time when Bub came up to me and just was like, oh, what was it?
Like,
Said,
I know you.
you're doing awesome or something like that. It was just like a
Kasumi hates it
affirmation.
when I say this, but Arthur does not like Kasumi around me because Kasumi is an energy vampire. Basically, it's like, Mom, why are you letting a shark around you? Seriously. I'm like, don't worry, baby. We got this. This is for science. But there was one time when Kasumi was feeling very bad about herself. And Arthur's poor little Pisces heart went, okay. He petted her on the head. And it was very much, good
Wow.
pretty sharky. You will shark again. Now get the fuck away from my mom. It's like, you are a pretty shark. You are a good shark. You will shark again.
Aw,
That is too adorable.
it is.
Wub can always feel when somebody's hurting, and his theory for the
Mhm.
longest time was, if I love someone hard enough, I can love all the broken pieces back together. And I told him from experience, no, you cannot.
Yeah.
Does he listen to me? No, he's got to learn it on his own. But yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and Symone, I still need to get a picture of you beside Arthur. Because I'm pretty sure he's taller than you.
Yeah, he was
She's
the
shorter
same.
than I am, so I know he is.
Oh my
I'm 5'2", and last time I saw him, I think he was like maybe half an inch shorter than me.
Wait, you're 5'2"? Then you're taller than I am, actually.
Antoinette's 5'2", so no.
I'm barely 5'1", and I probably am
he's
5
taller
foot
than you.
now.
He's
So
taller
that's the
than me
funny
now?
thing is so my partner, they're I think they're like 4'11" or something like that.
Oh Jesus!
And so the other day, I think it was actually just last Saturday, I was standing on these like stones, and they were on the grass next to me, about this much lower. I was wearing my 6-inch heels,
Oh, goodness.
so they're sitting there. They're literally at nipple height.
Well, hey, I guess smoke
Yes,
if you
yeah.
got him, right?
Right?
Oh, that was good.
Oh my gosh. Hang on, Earl just messaged me. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nice to see you, Symone. You've been busy?
Crazy busy.
Good. I mean, good, I think, right?
Yeah, all good busy.
Good.
It's your fault, Dennis.
Oh my God. Okay,
What?
Dennis. Dear God, I step away for a few minutes and Sausage Fest has ended. What the hell? Well, yeah.
It's better with girls anyway.
Okay. Earl says my net crashed. So yeah, it's probably just too warm out.
What
And
is
the-
going on? Yeah, but it's been warmer. It wasn't that hot out. I mean, it was hot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was. Too hot for me. Anyway.
Well, yeah, too hot for me too, but I mean, it's been warmer.
like actually Friday was really hot.
Yeah, it was. It was miserable. My net crashed. I'm just going to call it quits for the night, hun. I need to go to bed. And then I said, okay, I will give you crap later. So, yep, we're good. Okay, let's see.
That's when you just send like have an automated message sent out at like 2 a.m. of why did you leave us?
Oh, don't worry. I'll be awake at 2 a.m. and I will probably send him that. Actually, no, Kasumi, you do it too. Why did you leave us? You abandoned us. He'll be like, why? Okay. Oh, and Katie Walker said she's got to try and get to bed as early as possible, so she's got to skip the show, which I understand.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo is doing this thing to their employees, which I think is criminal. They're doing 1 week in the office, 1 week home. But every night and every day, you have to pack up your modem, bring it back, and back. Yeah.
Oh, I would
That's
revolt.
horrible.
Yeah.
How can nothing get done? Like,
If my job said I had to go back, I would just quit.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
but Mama's doing it. She is hating every minute of it. I feel so bad for her. It's completely impractical and inefficient.
right.
But she's doing it. But it also leads to a lot of problems when she's on the week she's at the office. And this was the week she's at the office. And now with Arthur's fractured foot, him having to be on crutches and everything, it's just, that's part of the reason why I was on so much later, because she got home so much later. Because you'll get a last minute call, then you got the drive back and forth. But
Right.
now she's also having to pack everything up.
Yeah,
The way
that's
you said it, well. Incompetent and in what?
Inefficient,
Right.
impractical, and inefficient.
Absolutely, 100%. They're done.
Well, and here's the other thing: they could just
Wasting
get
time.
people working at home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
literally,
me,
like my job, it was so funny because when I first got to the office for the first time, my boss actually had already said that I was quickly becoming our favorite, which is like, that's great to hear. But she was like, I have a position that would be like great for you because it's all documents and all that, and you're like, because I focus on finding issues, and she was like, but you would have to be able to come into the office for it. And I was like,
no,
and it's in Newton.
no.
Yeah. So it's like, Yeah, I that wouldn't work for me. And also, it's just documents. What's keeping that from being work from home? And she's like, stop.
No, but that is one of the good things COVID did: homeschooling and work from home jobs. Okay, now
Not everything needs to be, but enough needs to be.
yeah, there need to be
Right.
options, especially for the people that don't have the money for the transportation, don't have the child care.
Right.
Well,
Oh, childcare
really
is a big
taking-
one out there.
And
That's
taking my
expensive.
wheelchair into that office is horrible.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like, I mean, everyone there is amazing. I love the people. But the floors in the office are super uneven. So I'm rolling there going like this.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Panic at the Disco, huh?
Yeah.
I think there was a big thing and a push because like businesses were like nobody's spending money on lunches and breaks anymore. So I think that's why they were trying to push people back in the office. But then they start pushing people back. I can't remember where this was, but it's just like people aren't spending money either way. I was like, well, because we're all broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it's not an issue of us being work from home. It's an issue of we don't
We're
have
broke.
money. Like this
No.
promotion
See,
isn't
for
going to
someone
be
like
exactly
me, it
more
wouldn't be
money. It's
good.
just more hours, kind
Yeah,
of.
I wouldn't get anything done if I had to work from home.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not for everyone.
I'd want to go clean or do something else.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
not
I
very
work better. I work better without everybody's energy
Yeah,
around
you
me.
do.
Mhm.
no. I'm in a situation right now where yes, I do work for myself, but I'm still working from home quite a bit because that's the only way I'm going to get anything done.
Right.
Okay. But I will tell you, it's great because I can go throw in a load of laundry now that the washer is fixed. Praise
Yay.
everything, hallelujah, yay, God Almighty!
I was
Woo!
excited
This has
to
been miserable.
get your basket. I was afraid you were gonna have your washing barrel and the lawn doing the lawn with the 10-4.
Oh, dude, I was about ready to do it. I don't
How
care.
long was it out?
2 months this time. 2 months. But that's
I
okay.
just got mine fixed too, and it was out for a month and a half. My bathtub
How do you
became
get
my
them fixed? You have
washer.
somebody come over and do it?
What?
Huh?
I mean, do you call somebody in the, like, I don't even know who to call for fixing a washing machine. I was just curious.
With
So
on? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a warranty on mine just because everything's brand new in my house.
Right.
I wish I had that, dude.
Yeah, same.
And
Well,
it's
it
like
was a bad way to get it,
Also,
but yeah.
the
yeah,
house
it was 68 a month for the warranty.
Mhm.
And basically it says if they can't fix it, then they give me an entirely brand new machine at no cost to me.
Well, we've got HSA. The mortgage company highly suggested we sign up for it, and it has been a big saving grace. There's a lot of times when it craps out, but it's been a big saving grace, especially on stuff like the washer.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have a list of the plumbers, they have a list of everything, people that they contract with, and it's for us, it's $75 per call. And y'all know plumber and everything else is a hell of a lot more than 75.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like 400, yeah.
Yeah,
It
but the
is?
thing, well, the really neat thing is, it's 75 per call, right? But I think it's like within 2 weeks, if there's any other issues, it's still on the same ticket.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
nice.
not bad.
Yeah, so it actually is very practical. So, but with the washing machine, it's been multiple times. It's just, and I kept saying, I'm like, look, please, can we just get a new one? Because that's covered as well. Well, only if you pick certain models, but it's fine. But no, and people would come out and they do this and they do that and they do this and they do that and they do this. And we finally got a new guy in. And this is his part-time gig. He has a full-time job. And he's just like, no, get him a new washing machine. I'm like, yes.
Right.
Well, God love Dennis. He decided to try to hook it up himself. And I told him, I said, I love the ambition, but I'm really worried when you're on HSA, when you're on any of the white collar stuff.
Yeah.
I know, I just said white collar, right? Shows you how I grew up, right? When you're in any of the white collar stuff like that, you don't fuck with anything.
Right. They won't warn
Very
you.
easily say, oh, well, you just voided whatever contract.
Right.
Well, HSA was nicer about it, but it ended up, now we still have to get the old washing machine taken out when they were supposed to just hook it up and do that. We also found out we had a broken hot water valve, and it just, yeah.
Mm.
It's been a really long ordeal. We're still dealing with the mouse capades, and I'm just like, oh,
Just when it was starting to turn, but it's getting better.
No, it is getting better. It's just going to
Yeah.
take time, and that's really all there is to it.
Sometimes you have to clean up that old mess first, right?
Oh, dude, it's going to take time. And had I stepped away from the business long enough to get my house in order when Yamaya had mentioned it to me, this stuff wouldn't be so bad. But the business was so dicey at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing everything to fight for its survival, so I let my house go. And now I've got that whole thing ricocheting back on me. So, yeah. It's interesting, but not fun.
That sucks being an adult, huh?
Well, the thing is, it would be a lot easier if I didn't have the upper respiratory issues and if I didn't if I wasn't allergic to mice.
Yeah. Or cats or what else?
Both. Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
But good news, washer's finally fixed. So for me, I can do dishes when I need to take a break, when I need to get up and take a break. I can throw in clothes when I need to get up and take a break. That's the beauty of doing work from home. Because I've done it before. You can actually get stuff done while you're working, so you don't have to do it all when you get home.
Right.
Because that sucks.
Oh, I know. I used to do it.
Now, Mom, when she's worked from home, she doesn't do anything else. She doesn't do anything else. She just does her job, and that's it. When Antoinette and I were talking, she's had work from home jobs, and she's the same way I am. Nope, you get up, you throw a little laundry in. Boom, you do this. Boom, you know, you get your dinner in the crock pot over your break.
That's exactly what I didn't take one. I never took naps because I always felt guilty, like I had to be doing something.
Oh,
so I couldn't sleep. I would. My mind would be. I could do dishes. I could do laundry. The kids need this, that. So I just decided that napping was not good for me.
You know,
and when I did, I felt guilty. You do not, though. You're lucky.
No, I used to, but Arthur beat that out of me. He beat that right out of me.
You would think Thor would have done it for me, but they didn't.
Oh God. Ooh, I was just like, okay, yeah, no, I need to conk. You know.
I think I have like a generational nap gene or something in my family because every one of us, it's the 2 o'clock nap. Like it gets 2 o'clock in the afternoon, no matter what the age. Luna still naps, but it's just inbred into us. I think I don't know.
Or you're not getting a full night's sleep because you're in the astral or whatever. You know that. I guess I can relate to that part.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm avid. Like my lunch, I'll work my butt off at work. You know, give them. You know, I don't like to disrespect unless I'm on my break. You know, to get up and be doing things. But my lunchtime, I will nap, and sometimes I will take PTO to nap from like noon to 3.
Nice. Hey.
No, and it's weird. Okay, see, that's something interesting. My mom can go on her lunch and take a nap.
Oh, I can't.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Right?
The only time I break down and I pass out is I know like when I'm sick or something like that, or when I'm just so drained, I have to drop. But I used to try and push through that.
Right.
Dealing with Arthur, I have learned. Don't push through when you're exhausted. Go to sleep. You know?
I didn't do it when I retired. I mean, I felt guilty. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was still in my pajamas. So it took me a couple of years when I finally figured out, like, what the hell? I did my time. It's time for somebody else to step up.
Hey, Debbie, at least you're in pajamas.
Right?
What, Sheena?
Pajamas.
Without changing it, I've gone like, actually I can say longer than months. There's been months where I've just changed into new pajamas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's it. I don't feel that's why I'm hanging out with you, Angel, because napping, resting is what you need.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on just a second, Dennis. According to Earl, Mediacom has been a phallus up in Waterloo lately. Dennis, Alicia doesn't write sins, she writes tragedies. You know, sometimes I do write tragedies. Dennis, get an HSA warranty, Angel. I don't know if you actually can. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to do like renter's insurance or something, wouldn't I?
Well, no, the people that have your house, do they have HSA?
Oh, no, don't. Yeah. another story.
Because I was going to say, you could have them get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, $75 call beats shit breaking down
Not
all over
even
the place.
well, that you know what? That's not on me. So if they're
Oh,
stupid
okay.
enough to not use the insurance,
Well, it's HSA isn't really insurance because when you use the
Right.
insurance, it
Yeah.
goes up.
right?
HSA
Well,
doesn't
no, not
change.
necessarily. When you so lightning hit the ground outside. We thought it hit the house actually,
Mhm.
and it hit out front in a pole, and then it also hit the backyard. Well, it knocked out all of our appliances, and our water heater, which was
Oh,
only a couple years old, and it's one of the like a $1,700 water heater. And it knocked out the air conditioning, the furnace, everything. And instead
my
of using the insurance, which is $1,500, which hasn't been used in 25, 26 years, they paid $17,000 to have it all fixed.
What?
How dumb.
No, actually, because they probably have it set up the second you use the insurance, it's going to get raised.
Who knows? I don't know, but that just doesn't make sense in my mind. You
No,
get in a car accident and you're rear-ended and that person doesn't have insurance.
Yeah.
But you do full coverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry,
Anytime.
but I don't have $17,000 in my pocket to be spending.
One of the
Apparently
things
they
I
did.
have. What?
Apparently they did.
Yeah, and now we're suffering today for it because
Oh.
Mhm.
I was going to say, one thing I have learned, insurance is something you have, not something you use. I always knew that,
right.
but I figured maybe I was just being paranoid. No, I was not being paranoid.
No, I mean,
Never
it's just
use
good to
the
get
insurance.
covered, as they say. But
Because after the
most-
house fire,
yeah,
my insurance skyrocketed.
did it really?
I don't
Mine
understand
didn't.
about insurances. Why do we keep paying for insurance when we don't use it?
Exactly.
I know, right? Well, yeah. It's one of the
It's
many.
their way of making money.
But the same company, 25, 26 years, whatever it's been. I mean, that's just crazy.
It doesn't matter how long you've been with them.
Well,
learned
and
that
I know
with
there
car
are
accidents
insurance
and stuff.
companies out there that will cancel you no matter. I mean, I've known lots of people that had Allstate and never had a claim and did one in 25 years, or something like that,
Mhm.
and they got canceled. So
Yep.
I know they do that as well, and I know they do raise their rates. However, still,
No, I would honestly love
the
it.
scruples out there.
It would if insurance was a little bit different than it is, because it's a great idea. It's a great theory.
Right.
But much like
It's
everything else
over-monetized.
right now,
It's a scam.
it's a great theory, but
Yeah.
we've got it worked to the point where it's a scam.
Right.
It's over monetized. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the
Make
things.
people a profit instead of actually being a safety net.
Well, the thing is,
Well, I mean, they got to make a profit. I even
Yeah,
understand that part.
you can do
but
both
yeah,
You don't have to
exactly.
make an extreme profit.
without being a predator.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, right now what we've got are predatory scams going on in government. Y'all know that I'm an anarchist, so in government, doesn't matter what regime's in, they're all scams. Okay, they are predators. Okay, so you've got the medical industry, predators. You got insurance, predators. Then you've got this whole credit score crap. Jesus Christ,
Right.
that is just a scam. I mean,
Mine's fucked right now.
what?
Everybody's is. Don't worry about it.
Mine's messed up right now because my student loans that were in deferment got pulled out of deferment because of specific things. And at the same time, they made it so I couldn't do an income-driven repayment plan because they shut those off.
You can actually take a back way around that. You can take a back way around that because Dennis's are in deferment. I've got a couple other friends who are in deferment. You just have to know the right loophole. It's government, honey. You just got to know the right fucking loophole.
I tried to get in contact, but it just literally just cancels out or doesn't even ring.
Yeah, because
Just-
Aren't you on Social Security?
No.
Oh.
No, I got denied that I'm not disabled, apparently.
Yeah,
Even though I
they
can
just
barely
started
walk.
approving that for Pyro. Actually, I just heard that the other day.
Matt got denied. His back's so jacked up he can barely
I
move.
know.
The lady
it's
said you can sew
crazy.
on a button. And he went in
Mhm.
with paperwork and x-rays and everything. So disability is another scam.
Oh, I know.
Anyway.
I know.
I don't know
I'm
what. Yeah, the thing is people are better off without disability because the meter
Mhm.
they pay you is not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's-
absolutely.
standard.
Yeah.
I'm making, even if I were to cut down how much I work, with my job, which I'm holding on to with dear life because I keep getting fired from jobs because of my disability. My last job tried to deny my accommodation just to have a seat. I
Because you
can't
have to
stand
be
for more than an hour.
disabled. You have to prove that you have a disability. And how can you prove
Well, I
it
had a
when you can't
doctor's
get it?
accommodation letter,
Yeah.
and
See,
they
that
still were like,
surprises
"Oh,
me.
it's too vague."
Yeah, because they're
It's too-
usually.
Okay.
Uh,
It's too vague. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard some shit in my time, but damn, it's too vague.
Yeah, it was literally because the letter said that I needed to be able to sit as needed
mm-hmm.
because I can only stand for about an hour.
What job
If
are you?
that, yeah.
But that was at Rally House, a sports store.
Oh yeah.
It sucked.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
then, so like they're like, it's too vague. I'm like, okay. Went back to my doctor, and like, let's word it better. And so this time I got them a letter that was be able to sit all the time. Is that vague enough?
And
Oh, at that point they just quietly accepted it, even though they kept trying to find reasons to not have seats.
yeah. Okay. Wow.
I can't wait.
Well,
till,
in
like,
Iowa,
all
then
of our
no fault.
regime falls. I just really can't wait for that point in life.
What?
So I really can't wait till the point in time where like all of this oligarchies and all these corporations just fall. Like,
Yeah, same.
See, I wouldn't want them to fall. I want things to be cleaned up because it's a good system. But you got to clean it up. And right now, where we're at, our society is all about quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It did not used to be that way. At one point in time, we actually had to make stuff that counted. We had to keep the people that knew what they were doing in jobs for a while.
Right.
And yes, I do understand that system needed to be upended a little bit because people were abusing
Like
it.
you said, yeah, exactly.
Okay. But
if there's loopholes, people will find them. But yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, people have got to quit abusing the systems that are in place.
I think the system got to quit abusing people too, because
it goes both ways for sure.
The more you restrict,
that's what I mean.
Criteria, yes, you'll get less, technically less abusers, but you also get less people that need it.
Mm-hmm. But
like
behind any system abuse are people. It all boils down to people. Okay?
Always.
So people need to quit abusing shit. Period. You know, it's just God.
I'm not that my friend called me an existentialist, but of where if it exists, it's going to be abused.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find a healthy amount of abuse.
Find a healthy amount of abuse.
If like say 10% of people abuse a system, but then like 90% of the people that need it get what they need.
Yeah,
that's a good ratio.
Yeah. Problem is, you flip that on its head. So the people that are running the system get to abuse 10% of the people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to happen no matter what through corruption and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Try to just limit it and without excluding others.
That would be interesting. I would be curious to see. You know what?
Write your Congress.
Curious thing to write. It'd be an interesting story to write. So yeah.
Completely off topic. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna hop off here. My phone is actually like on fire right now, and I need to let it cool down.
Oh God. Okay. Thanks, Symone, for hopping on.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we kind of got off on a tangent, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's kind of the theme of tonight.
Last week was so fun. I just was cracking up for an hour after the show. I don't even remember why now, but I knew it was funny.
Yeah, I've been kind of just because Thursday nights are the nights I actually get off work. I got an accommodation for it, so I can get my doctor's appointments. But it's also the night that I do the injections for my girlfriend and everything. So I spend the night with her.
Nice to have you back on.
Injections?
Yeah. She's also trans.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh my God, what's going on? Is it insulin?
And she's not so great with. Well, actually, my partner's on insulin, but yeah. So she's not so great with needles, and since I'm better with medical knowledge, it works better for her.
I was gonna say, what about the yeah, for the other stuff, it would be injection. But insulin, they've actually got a tablet you can take.
So actually, my partner had an insulin pump, but it was getting really annoying for them.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's just more just because it kept like giving more than it should have, or just beeping randomly, being really annoying, running out when it shouldn't be, stuff like that. And they actually work better with their injections.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, at least you can control it better.
Yeah, they can always take in the right amount and then check in a few minutes, see if it worked, take more if needed, stuff like that.
Right.
I was gonna say, I know my mom, she's on Ozempic.
Oh,
that shit is horrible.
They took Vicky out that 2 years ago, and she has not needed it. She's lost 100 pounds on her own without it. Now, when they tried to put her back on it to lose some more weight, because she's kind of stuck, but you get there, you plateau out for a minute. They wouldn't pay for it because she didn't need it for being diabetic.
Well, Mom, it's not weight loss for Mom. It's all about the diabetes. And I just look at her and I'm like, I couldn't do it, you know? I will probably, if I ever become diabetic, I will definitely die from it because I cannot do needles. No way.
The needles are fun. I mean, I'm the more extreme one.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend, she takes a sub-Q, which is, it's like in the fat layer.
Okay.
I take intramuscular. Yeah. I take intramuscular, so I have over an inch long needle I use in my leg.
Oh.
Once a week.
No, thank you. I'm not afraid of needles, but I don't want one sticking in me that far in. Ooh.
I'm glad I am not trans. Dear God. Hell no.
I still get a bit of anxiety about it, but I'm still pretty calm about it too. I mean, I like pain, but it's still not pain. It's different.
Right.
When you're getting electrolysis, it's different pain.
Needles, no.
Yeah, I do. I did shots with Humira for a while for my Crohn's, and I wouldn't enjoy no inch long.
That's one thing I actually do have to worry about. My grandfather had Crohn's, so it's hereditary. So I have to keep a watch.
Now, quick question: can you tell us a little bit about Crohn's, what it does, and how you recovered from it?
Here you go, Sheena. She is an expert at it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of research. But basically it's like I've had it for a majority of my life, just at like different levels. Because if you end up having it, it can be there and undetected, until it gets to a certain point.
I saw a 10% chance.
And misdiagnosed, yeah.
It affects your digestive system from even your face, from your lips all the way through. It actually causes like malabsorption. You won't be getting the vitamins and minerals you need, so it causes muscle wasteness, which is like why I'm just now able to like build muscle in my body for the first time. It causes like a hair loss in me. Like I have like whenever I have a flare, I get like little patches here on my sides that will fall out. I've lost like my side teeth up here on both sides. Like when I was going through the biggest, like after I had Luna, my body was going through a lot. Like I would just eat a Laffy Taffy and inflammation would happen in my gums. Like they just get inflamed for no reason. Like a piece of food would get stuck from eating and that would just get inflamed. And like my whole molar just came out in a piece of Laffy Taffy one day, just came out. And so I had like, I've lost a couple teeth on each side on the top, which I got like a replacement for or whatever. But it causes so much damage body wide.
Things you wouldn't even think of.
Especially in the intestines, yeah.
And then like it causes like lymphedema, nerve issues.
And all the things you can't eat. You have to do the brat diet. Ugh, I could not do it.
So how did you get diagnosed and what were the doctors going to do versus what you did?
So when I got diagnosed, it was when I had a bowel obstruction. So you can imagine that was not fun at all. It got to the point where I was obstructed to the point where what was trapped inside my intestines were coming out, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I almost died through that one. But luckily, I got there in time, and they got the obstruction clear. But they did want to do surgery because I had 36 inches of like strictures, and I said absolutely not, because it felt like for some reason if they started in there, it was just going to become like a never-ending cycle. So I just started healing with Reiki, deep dark shadow work, tracking down where this energy was coming. You probably know where the energy is coming from in the body, releasing those emotions and those pent up things that I've been carrying. And the more I healed and the more I took care of myself and my body, the last time I got my scan done, the strictures were actually released. So I shouldn't need surgery. They still get like a little flared and tight sometimes, but for the most part, I didn't have to have surgery. So that was a big win.
But you have to have infusions too, don't you? Or is that separate?
Yeah, but I do the infusions, the Remicade infusions.
The what?
It's called Remicade infusions. It's where I go monthly to the hospital and they give me infusion in my arm.
Because that's what my doctors are talking about next.
What do they infuse you with? Blood? Or
so like the last time I had a blood transfusion, just because I had a reaction to the Remicade, but
I had a bunch of those when I was in the hospital.
Yeah, and but it's just like the Remicade is like something that it suppresses certain points in my immune system that help, like it basically lowers the amount of whatever my immune system is doing to attack my intestines to give it time to heal.
And that's the fun of it.
Wait, so Crohn's is actually an autoimmune?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh.
Just like fibromyalgia.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all related.
Yep, it's all related.
I mean, because I've got Crohn's too, but they don't make a big deal. Sheena and I were talking about that just this week. They don't make a big deal out of it. I've not had the obstruction like you had, but I had so much other going. But like I can't keep weight on now because they took out my part of my stomach because the ulcerated.
Yeah.
And it's all related to your gut. I mean, the autoimmune, everything.
Yeah, and the thing is I think especially in the spiritual community, autoimmune is very common, like fibromyalgia.
Mm-hmm, it is.
Spiritual community, because we are we're antennas to everything around us, even emotions, and it's really hard for us to.
Alicia, this is eczema and cirrhosis, or not psoriasis, is also autoimmune.
I was gonna say I have not been diagnosed with either one, but it does look very much like psoriasis.
It does. Mm-hmm.
So, that's autoimmune.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think even if we're allowed to clear our emotions, just the constant flow of emotions through our body just.
So especially so when I feed, I actually feel what I feed on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
like I call it taste because that's kind of how I feel it. And I have favorite flavors, as I call them. Excitement is actually my favorite.
Depends on what pheromone we're giving off there.
No, it's more of like what, like the emotion, like what the energy is. And that's the thing is one of the things that when I'm doing really bad with my fibro and that, if I'm able to actually feed, a lot of times I'll actually get a couple people that if I can feed off of, so that I can get more in than I normally would use, so I can get rid of some of the pain. And it's actually, it's not a full heal. It's more of like a cover up, like a soothing, like taking an anti-inflammatory kind of.
Yeah. I actually wanted to talk to you about something, Kasumi. So I had an idea. Would a psychic vampire be able to feed on something? Because they have that natural, let's say, energetic organ that filters, okay? So they don't necessarily become what they eat, but would they be able to feed enough that they could give somebody else energy to heal them?
Yeah, that's one of the things that that's what I was kind of doing with Matt and that. And so, because since I can use the energy, I mean, the downside of healing quickly is you scar badly. Like, literally, I've got, I don't know, it doesn't really show up on the camera, but scars all over from just scratches.
Honey, you're too pale for it to show on the camera. All we see is bright.
But like, I've got like literally just with someone scratched me. I mean, fun times, but still. But now it's a scar because I I healed it too quickly using energy.
Okay.
And so it works. I mean, I could heal things that would take weeks and sometimes 3 days, but it scars badly. And so I'm still working on trying to be able to do that for others without it scarring so badly, because I noticed that because it's not my own body and I'm not tied to it, it's almost like too aggressive with the healing.
You've got to learn to like, I can't describe it for you, but when you want it's like a time, kind of think of like time released healing. You put it in other places so that the energy channels to where it needs to be little by little, like a time release pill capsule. That way you're administrating that energy dose by dose in an energy flow that's natural in the body. And I know you see them the way I see
So it's
them.
more of a fuel than a surgery. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way I do it is kind of more like surgery, where like I'm actually literally using the energy to knit it.
Yeah. So when you're in there and you're seeing in that focus, basically think of taking a syringe and you're injecting it into the space that channels through that energy pathway, so that it will pick up little bits and take it with it. So it is kind of how it's like the surgery, but you're just kind of like utilizing the body as like a pill. Yeah.
Like injecting a steroid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I was going to say, what about like dropping a seed, an energetic seed, so it blooms throughout the body?
Yeah, you can do that too. I don't think it's a seed it would like travel as it would more like bloom into the area. I think like energetic.
Well, if you think about a seed in a plant, it blooms in one spot, right? But the plant starts to root out. Okay, it starts to tendril out all through the body where it's necessary to have. If you train that seed, if you program it to say, okay, I want you to latch on to this sort of illness. And what it'll do is it'll just flower out, root up, and it'll grow all through the system.
Yeah, I think that would make sense too.
Yeah. I have noticed though that my healing for others isn't as great as, ironically, my sort of therapy-ish is, since I can taste what people are feeling and like, so I can be like, okay, I know exactly how you're feeling and I know where it's stemming from, so like I can talk to you and get you through this.
So how do you figure out where it's stemming from?
Well, because a lot of times when I literally feed on it, I get a little memory associated with it.
Really?
It taps sort of into the clairvoyance.
Okay.
What do you mean little memory?
So it's not so much like I view their memory, but more of like I just feel what it's coming from. Like I know their experience.
Right. Okay, so I get little clips in my head.
Yeah.
And I learn to freeze them. So
I don't actually get like a video or anything like that.
But it works the way.
I gain their memory.
Yes. So that's how it's working for you. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
I was going to say, I've gotten flashes. The ones I hate the most are the spirit flashes. I hate those.
So it's less like a flash or a video like that. And it's more like all of a sudden I have their memory and like as if I always had it.
Okay.
Like it's my own memory.
That would make your fibromyalgia worse, though, I would think.
If I'm doing it for pain, yeah. But a lot of
just because the way you just said that, like how do you say that? I get it as you become the memory. Like does that make sense? You said it about like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe that's something that'll help you if you just like, because I try to teach in my class, like when that person leaves, your vicinity or you're done with their energy work or whatever it is you're doing, remember to let it go with them. It doesn't mean you care any less. You know what I mean?
I use it in that time and talk with them because it fades quickly because then it goes through that filter.
I was going to say you digest it, don't you?
Yeah, it would be differently because I shut it down. I just like let it go with them.
That's why I don't have to ground as often as most people do. But I still do because it can be overwhelming.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. Huh.
I think it's very
it's Yeah, it's one of those weird things. So, for example, my partner, they're very very closed off. They don't really show much emotion or what they're really feeling and stuff like that to most people.
Mhm.
But I've literally just walking by them in the club and everything, and just stopped and knew what they were feeling and why they were feeling it, and just spent time with them and talked it through with them, even though they don't really talk much.
No, that's
You're like a very divine, I don't know how to explain it, emotional filter. Like you have a purpose of taking this energy and feeding upon it and then transmuting it back into the earth. It's really neat. Really neat.
Yeah, it's one of those things of I do more than just for myself with that energy feed. But yeah, and because it's ironic, especially considering the game I was playing earlier this whole week, I'm almost sort of a vampire therapist.
Yeah,
That's really cool. I told you you're very needed.
I was gonna say, yeah, we all did.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm just saying, I
get
feel
a good
proud.
feed out of it.
I can send somebody to him. If you know what I mean? It's nice to have somebody around that can do that.
Yeah. Because some people think about it some people are so so in need of release, and you probably I'm talking about because you sense their pent up need.
Oh yeah, and it's I scare people sometimes though with it, because it literally they think that they're super secure and they're acting all happy and everything, but I'm just something's going on. I can feel it.
No,
let's help with this.
That's a high level empath thing, and
yeah. Well,
I used to freak people out with what I've got, but I learned how to temper it down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that combined with the fact that I can taste it. It's less of me feeling it, more of me tasting it.
But it's learning how to not, because when you freak somebody
very
out,
similar.
Yeah, it's funny at first, but it kind of does the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah, and also with the whole clairvoyance and everything too, that it scares people sometimes.
Like I said, you got to temper it way down.
Sometimes it's a little bit comical, and then they're just they're weirded out by it, but they
really use your
bypass it.
discernment during those times, discerning whether you should say something or not. Sometimes you're not meant to, hun.
Yeah,
and we forget that. We have to ask her, hey.
No,
and sometimes it feels like it's almost like a I don't do it on purpose, but it's one of those.
I know
when it comes and it's this feels like it's just a trick, a gag, because say my girlfriend's looking for something and I'm just what's this box? And she's it's 3D printing stuff. I'm oh, and then she goes and looks in the box, and the thing that is not 3D printing that she was looking for is in there. And I'm yeah, there's a reason I asked about it.
But yeah, it's been really interesting, the journey. Trying to.
I love when people lie to me, and I mean I've always kind of been you know what? I just let them. I just let them lie. It really.
So in your chart, that was one of the things that I picked up on immediately. Was you are like an automatic lie detector.
I am seriously. It's so funny though. It's comic. It's cute, but it's comical. But I mean, everybody I think can tell a little white lie. We all can.
Well, I don't like to lie at all, but yeah.
Well, nobody likes to. You feel, you're raised on.
I do everything I can not to.
Right.
It's actually not funny when people lie, even white lies. But I will tell you, it can be highly entertaining, because it's I know you bullshit me, but continue. This is kind of interesting.
I know,
I'm
right?
Write this down later. You know?
See, I'm a bit different about it, where it's they do that, and I'm not going to be no, you're lying, get away kind of thing.
Right.
It's one of those, okay, I'm going to let you do your thing, but I'm going to distance myself from you, because this is wasting my time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a friend file, there's an acquaintance file, and then there's a best friend or family, however you want to describe it, file.
Yeah.
And over the years, I've learned to like, okay, acquaintance file.
And then it's sometimes lies are also very telling
Yes.
because
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
when it's one of those friends, like ones that are like actually a friend and they lie, then you go, okay, what is going on with you?
Generally, when an actual good friend, a really truly good friend, starts lying to you, at least from what I've seen, that spells the end of the friendship.
It does. But
It does.
but it's one of those things also where I look at it first. If the first time I look at it less of they're just not want to be friends anymore, and more of a why are they feeling the need to lie to me?
But you know what
And
I
can I
figured out
help
about
fix
that?
this before it gets worse?
I figured out like it's time to say goodbye to that friendship, and so
Yeah.
I heal so much quicker that by the time it has ended, they're bawling their eyes out. I already did that. I knew it was going to be done. I made peace with it.
To me, it's more of like for example, say like a partner is lying to you
But a
about
partner's
like
different than just a friend. You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
So, like say or even a friend, say they're lying to you about like where they were or something like that, and
Right.
I would dive first into it because this might me and my therapy brain. I dive into it of like, okay, what would make them want to hide something, and how can I make them realize that I don't judge and I'm willing to listen.
Right.
Well, and for me, the reason why I say it spells the end of the friendship is because they've lost respect for you. That's why they start lying. They're insecure and they've lost respect. And the second they start doing that, it's time to go. I have tried every way. I have tried every way in a lot of friendships. And AngelLynn knows this. She's known me for years. It takes forever for me to give up on stuff. I'm a little bit better about it now, but there is no saving it because it's on their end.
Right.
And most of the time, it still ends in the ended friendship.
Mhm.
But I try to like help them.
Well, you're
heal so
lucky
they can
because
have a
it
better
doesn't always
friendship in
end
the
in
future.
friendship, and that's sad. But it's like you said, it's not you. It's usually them. Especially when you've done all the healing from it, and sometimes you just can't fix everything.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
I still try
actually
to heal my enemies.
one of the most miserable lessons for me. Everybody's going to leave. It's just a question of when.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's
You
one of those.
know,
I can
and there's
totally see
nothing
why
I
you
can
think
do.
that.
Enjoy and take your time with them while you have it.
Right.
You know, that for me, I'm never really going to be at peace with that. I hate that.
It does suck to a point, but I have come somewhat to peace with it. I don't expect anything to last forever anymore, but I will enjoy while it lasts.
And that's a great perspective to have, but it's pretty foreign for me. Yeah. But I do have a better cutoff game now. Before I would try.
It comes with age too, though. It just does.
Actually, no, it was my son.
Well, yeah, but
after having him,
learned at the same time.
After
the older we get, I just feel like we become more wiser, and there's certain things.
Oh yeah, no. Most people don't get wiser as they get older, baby. Hell no. But no.
Well, I did. No.
After having Arthur, everything changed for me. There's an Incubus song. It says, "I wish you were here," and I wrote an opposite poem to that after having him because once I had him, I don't wish anybody was there anymore.
That's beautiful.
It is.
I don't wish for anybody anymore.
I knew her before and after, and it's like, yeah,
night and
day. Yeah. I mean, there was times that she had no filter as far as like, no, you screwed me. I'm done. Period.
Yeah.
Now she is more understanding, more, but she's also very passionate about things with children now.
I always was. I just didn't talk about it.
Right.
I was always working behind the scenes.
Right.
Now I'm a little bit more up about it. But no, and I still have that you screwed me and I'm done. I just don't. It's not about
yeah.
No, it's not about me.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those like you screwed me and I'm done. I'm not going to just push you away. I'm going to let you follow your own way away.
No. I'm literally cutting people out.
Yeah.
It's like, bye.
I let people cut themselves out.
Give them enough rope, they'll hang.
I used to throw. Well, I think for a very long time, I would say my biggest life lesson was people. the universe had to beat me with people. I'm not gonna get into it, but
Right.
I used to never give up on people. Like I saw the sweetest part of their souls, and like I held on to that hope. Didn't matter how badly they treated me.
Yeah.
And it
And
just
and then I think I went through I cut everybody off viciously and mean days, and now like Cass, where I'm just like, I see you. I'm not gonna really waste my energy on it. I'm just gonna let you
Exactly.
do.
Now you
and
have
gonna
to have
watch.
a medium.
I'm going to
Yeah.
see where this goes.
Yeah.
well, and the other part of it is after having the kiddo, I realized I have a finite amount of patience. Okay. Now, I have my baby. I have a double Gemini husband. And I have a Virgo mom with Scorpio rising. Every day I
I
wake
seriously
up.
cannot deal with that. No.
I wake up and I'm -4 to my patience already. You want to get in and be an irritant, you gone. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if your opportunity. I don't care if your money. I don't care. I don't care. Get the fuck out. Bye. Slamming the door, locking it. Okay, because I got to save all my patience for my kid. And I've had to tell both my husband and my mom this. I'm like, guys, I'm not dealing with you today because I got to save all my patience for him.
Right.
I am not going to lose my shit over something small with him because some idiot out there who
Right.
has no bearing on my fucking life, will not take care of my kid if I'm dead,
Mm-hmm.
won't take care of me, won't take care of anything else, wants to be a dick that day. Guess
Right.
what? I am not universal understanding. The universe can do that.
Right.
Or Kasumi or AngelLynn or Sheena, whoever. But
Yeah.
not me.
Right.
You know? And the second I became comfortable with that,
Right.
I found a lot more peace. Because you know what? Inside, I actually hate people. I really do. Okay.
You
Yes,
know,
I'm very
you're the
much the
most
opposite.
honest with
Let's
yourself.
just be
that-
blunt about
I mean,
it.
Yeah, and brag
I
about
care
it,
about
right?
people when I shouldn't be.
And see, I did that too. But I honestly do hate people because of how idiotic they are.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Okay, you see all this stuff. You have good people in your life. You run away from them. You have good opportunities. You run away from them. And then you bitch about it. And I'm
Right.
sitting there going,
Right.
I wouldn't say I
you're a
hate
dumbass.
people, but I'm disappointed in people.
Well, no, I just
That
hate
doesn't
them.
even bother me anymore.
You know?
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, I see people and like they have so many opportunities to grow,
Mhm.
and they pass
And
them
they don't.
by.
But you
It's just
can't,
like-
you're not
I can't force you.
right. It's their path.
That's where that
Even
discernment then the angel tells us about all the time. Because I guess we, as on the spiritual path, I guess we all kind of feel the same thing. We don't dislike people. We dislike the choices that continually get
Mhm.
chosen.
Right. Right.
By the way,
But
Dennis
there's
said,
some days where I'm like, God dang humans. You know?
Dennis
I
said
don't
one of
do
his
it.
best friends was recently diagnosed with Crohn's. And then also, Dennis, vampire therapist sounds like it should be an SNL skit. By the way, Cass, I still have to send you that story I wrote about.
Yeah,
But I'm also going to publish it in Alicia's Desk magazine. So
nice.
Yeah, her magazine's really neat. I liked it.
thank you. I appreciate it. We're closing in on issue 2. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very excited. Dennis, I appreciate that, honey, but I'm not going anywhere. Alicia, I may be idiotic, but I'm your idiot. Oh, honey, you're not idiotic.
Oh,
You're
for
just very
goodness, let's get
frustrating.
sappy.
Dennis smooches. Anyway, but
Right.
no, I
That's
have
not even a Gemini thing. No.
no, but no, I
No, he got down crying. Sorry, guys, my puppy.
I was gonna say what the hell,
Not
No,
Dennis, the puppy.
but no, I had a couple of friends, and I really cared about these people. You know, I care about everybody that gets close to me. The people that manage to actually get close to me when they leave, it does hurt. I will say that.
Yes.
And it never ends well. Okay, it never fucking ends well.
Right.
But these two in particular, and this is how it generally goes, okay? I introduced them because, you know, I want all my friends to be friends, especially the close ones. And all of a sudden, they start being shitty with me, and they start sneaking around and hanging out together. And I actually caught them doing it, and I'm like, now, I know y'all know better. What the fuck are you sneaking around? Well, I mean, we're not in a relationship,
Right.
guys. What the fuck is going on, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And then they
Especially
start-
with relationships, they get weird, and it's like, why be secretive about this? Just enjoy what you enjoy.
Exactly. If you like each other, just because it's like you didn't care if they were friends. You
I
introduced
didn't,
them. It
but
was the
I
way they
didn't
were
want
acting
them to
towards
cut
you
me out,
afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and I
Like
didn't
it's
want them to disrespect or sneak or lie to me.
Right. That's not okay. You would have been
And
fine if you knew about it.
and then the thing is, because I caught the one, the other one decided to drive by and see me after that, and she was like, "Oh, can I give you a hug?" I'm like, "No, you can't. Go."
You can
Yeah.
cut people off with the knees and sword
I'm
shot.
a lot like you, Alicia, when it's people I care about. That's a whole different
like-
story. I'll get vicious.
Right.
I get really vicious, and I don't mean to be, but it hurts me. Like it's like a betrayal. Like how
It hurts
Yeah.
like a lot.
yeah.
Especially like why lie? to
I've
me?
gotten too used to it.
Why?
No, seriously, it's like, okay, and the worst part is anybody that's really close to me knows I got a nasty temper. I keep it on a leash, okay? And that's one of the parts of myself that I really don't like. I don't like my competitive nature or my temper. So I keep those like buried, okay? And every time they try and rear up, I hit them with a
But you've
shovel.
always been aware of them and you've always kept them on leash. So that's
Well,
pat
I
yourself
know.
on the back for that one. Not
Yeah,
everybody can do that.
I
See,
had
don't
to.
really
I
get
want to take somebody in the
angry.
back alley and beat the shit out of them, but you got to get rid of those cameras first. No.
Yeah, I know, right?
See,
No,
Damn
but
it.
I would always regret when I had a lack of control in that area
Mhm.
because I can also feel how much damage I'm doing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so that's the flip side of that. But no. And one of the girls had known me long enough to know that she was important enough in my life. I was getting pretty angry with her. And she was gonna have violence if I didn't just step away. Because she was one of the people that I considered part of my family. And she
Mhm.
was going and she was doing this shit. And I'm like, okay, so you're running around to my competitors, you're advertising for them. Now you're sneaking around behind my back with another one of my friends that I introduced you to. Now you want to come give me a hug?
Right?
You
No
gonna get shot in the
way.
kidney?
Yeah. Yeah. It's doggy world out there when it comes to that. Mm-mm.
There is how much I care about you, how much I'm gonna shank you in the kidney if you betray me. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that ratio, okay?
Jack,
That's
back
the
off, Jack.
ratio.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't give a fuck about you and you betray me, well, you know, I'm still gonna make it hurt. Okay.
I'm
But-
with you, Alicia. I'm gonna be mean to you, and then I'm gonna cry about it. But you're never gonna see me cry about it.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. You never see the tears. You just feel the pain.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, I've got plenty of things that can inflict pain.
No, Cass. We're talking deep emotional pain.
We didn't say we were going to.
I can do that too.
Okay.
I can do that, but I also do have a 6.5-foot bullwhip. So
No, baby. I want deep emotional pain, long lasting, lifelong.
I mean, I could just feed messily.
Okay, that'll work. I got a list. I'll send you the pictures and names.
Right?
No, I don't really do that. But I mean,
$5
there
a
is
person,
temptation.
Kasumi.
there is temptation.
$5 a person.
That's not really worth it for my psyche.
Imagine that a bad energy person could taste very good. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
Right.
there's. That's why my favorite flavor is excitement.
Yeah.
But for example, like when I know that there is temptation sometimes when feeding to like either overfeed or with people that have like a strong shield, it's almost that challenge of I want to break it.
I can see that.
Because like I know I have the power to be able to wrap around it and crush it.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, no.
And it's like, yeah, that's unhealthy thoughts.
Just a little
True.
bit.
At least you're conscious of it, though.
Yeah, 'cause, like,
Yeah.
I want to do that. Not that someone was actually trying to hurt me.
Huh.
It's a good self-defense.
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
That's true.
You still got their own karma on them. It gets them every time.
But
Yeah.
that is one thing I'm seeing. And Antoinette was a big one to teach me about that. She
Mhm.
said, Alicia, now she's a Pisces, okay?
Right.
I'm a Taurus, she's a Pisces. So
Mhm.
I need to make the person feel 10 times the amount of pain that they made me feel. She's like, sit your ass back and watch. And I'm like,
Right.
well, this is less
Exactly.
fun. You know?
Mhm.
And you'll
That's the
watch
thing.
Karma just beat the shit out of this person.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, damn.
So
And sometimes not even that doesn't like feel enough though. Sometimes and
No, it really doesn't.
get this as a spiritual person, but
so what I do is harder. I make them eat themselves.
ooh,
Because I just continue to be nicer and nicer to them, and they feel guilty about it.
Fill them with kindness.
That
Exactly.
is Syrian all the fucking way.
Mhm.
You are guilt tripping the shit out of people.
Oh, even more. I therapize them. I give essentially give them therapy of this is why you're feeling this way. I understand that you're doing this to me, but you're the one that's actually hurting. And then they start to actually self-realize and feel so guilty for how they've treated me. I'm not trying to guilt trip or anything. I'm
Right.
trying to heal them.
That is absolutely awesome, but I prefer pain. Lots and lots and lots.
Oh,
and
I
lots
enjoy
and
pain
lots
too.
of
That's
pain.
its own thing.
All the pain. You know.
I mean, I got
will-
a taser recently. That's
I
fun.
wonder, Alicia, if that's my cheer. I think like my cheer on is in Taurus. I wonder if that's what it is.
That might be it.
When
There's
somebody
a
triggers me, I'm
connection.
like, I will get you, and I will make sure it hurts 35 times worse than it
Right.
hurt.
Well, the other thing you said you've got Capricorn rising. That's that too. Capricornians are vindictive fuckers.
Oh, I can plan. I've actually planned and succeeded in years long revenge plots. Like
That's
I
not Capricorn rising.
Mhm.
Because my dad, I grew up with a Capricorn sheep. He is a nasty fucker. You cross him, I always tell
Oh,
everybody.
your dad? Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
I always
he's
tell everybody there are
Mhm.
certain signs in the zodiac. Leave them alone. Don't
Mhm.
even go near them. Just leave them be. Okay.
So the Capricorn rising will pop back up in 20 years just to watch our revenge play out. That we
Don't fuck over a Capricorn. Don't fuck
Right.
over a Scorpio. Okay.
Right.
Either one of them, because they will lay for you for years and they will enjoy it.
Mhm.
It's like a fucking hobby to them, sometimes a full-on career. I wouldn't fuck over a Taurus either, because you will get yours. But the thing is, you will get yours and then they'll hold a grudge till death and possibly beyond. But eventually, they're going to have something better to do. They're going to go to work, whatever. The Capricorn, the Scorpio, they will not. They will never have anything better to do than get you. Unless life fucks them over so hard they finally forget you.
Well, what? Okay, so
Okay.
like we're talking about because we are all very spiritual and our hearts are huge. I know this to 100%.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, but at the end of the day, we are human as well,
Oh,
and
yeah.
nobody's gonna protect us like we can protect ourselves.
Mhm.
So
I like that.
I mean, it's like the house fire. My house was burnt down by an evil son of a bitch, and I've not seen justice for that yet. I know I will. So my human side wants to see the justice at some point. I can't help it. I try not to think about it. You know, I pushed it away. It's been since 2012 now. So
Since 2012. Wow.
yeah, can you
Oh,
believe
wow.
it's been that long? I know.
I'm kind of surprised. Ooh.
I know.
That's weird.
Can't trust a meth addict cop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, that just means that when it comes, it's going to come big. Because I've
Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Since it's taken this long, yeah, it's going to be
Mhm.
nasty. Like I said, Antoinette taught me to sit back and watch karma.
What?
Now, no, it's not enough, but I was
Oh,
shocked.
but it is. I mean, it can be. Yeah.
Well,
like you
no,
said,
I
it's
was
shocking.
shocked
Yeah.
to see just how hard people's lives get torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're still completely unaware. They have
Oh yeah,
no
it's all
idea
about
that it's
poor
all
me.
the
I
bad
didn't
coming
deserve
back.
this. Yeah.
You know,
I'm
they're
so
still like,
stuck.
I'm a
And like,
victim.
do you guys, like I said, I know people who they live in a karma bubble. Like they live in constant karma of their own creation, and they somehow just thrive in it like it's daily life. And it's just like,
Oh
Living in
yeah,
chaos,
that is not fun to watch
I'm like, how can y'all? I don't even want to wish karma on y'all because it does no good. Y'all
Yeah, I know.
right.
getting it
Because
every
they
day.
actually enjoy it. If there isn't trauma
Yes.
or whatever going on around them, they
Like,
actually enjoy that.
Yeah.
The tower is their beach.
Yeah, it is a good saying.
I
like
like it,
That's
but
a good one. The tower is their beach because
Right,
and they usually do put on quite a big performances. Like there's always
right.
Oh yeah.
tragedy.
Actually, even better. The tower is their stage.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I like the
that.
towers, the beach, either or. But we'll all show up with t-shirts next week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but did you know that the couch and the beach and all the other cool stuff is actually my beach, and I'm good with that.
Right?
I mean,
No, but I will tell you,
I wish
yeah,
I
and
could
some
go to the
people.
beach, but
What?
I wish I could go to the beach, but
Yeah, well, you'd have to.
Listen, I was the same as you, and I still am, but I garden a lot now. So, but my thyroid was a problem. And they told me when I was like 27 that the reason why I didn't tan is because of that. But I was also redheaded. So the sun, oh my god,
it's just painful to be in it, and
it
also
is.
I start to get a blistering rash after 5 minutes sometimes.
I can see that with you.
And energetically, I've analyzed it, and because I realized that I essentially have an allergy to like fire energy, and like I can't manipulate flame. Like I can manipulate flame a little bit, but I can't feel it or feed from it like I can other elements.
Okay.
Is that with your Cancerian? You're just
It might be.
water energy.
It's just something that's going on. So with a lot of us vamps, we either have like an allergy to a specific type of energy or something like that, or just not as great with it. And what that causes is a lot of us have issues with Reiki because of that. Reiki makes me sick.
Really? Wow. Sorry, I have I'm a 4 planets in my 9th house person. So anytime I see anybody with new knowledge, I'm like, really? Tell me more.
No, actually,
You
it's
soak up everything. That's why.
no, it's really interesting when I get different people on here when they start talking. Well, Sheena, like Beacon Children, I had no idea that was their name. I had never heard of Beacon Kids before. I still want to do an interview with you on that.
Yeah,
topic.
I've not heard the phrase either. Actually, until you just said, I must have missed that night.
But the thing is, when people start to talk on here, all kinds of cool stuff comes up.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's the whole point of the round table.
Yes,
it is.
So
it's working. Yay!
Yeah.
But no, this season, this year has been a little bit lighter on topics and everything. You can ask Kasumi, simply because I've been injured. But if I can get myself back healthy again, I'm going to be dragging all kinds of weird people on here.
Right. I mean, it's not bad to have this.
We just need to plan something where we can get. I think that your house energy. Number one, we gotta clear your mic problem. Yeah, it's a bad allergy, and then we need to clear the energy of your house.
Yeah, no shit.
At it.
Honestly,
I'm down with helping you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've got to just. Honestly, I kind of want to take a pressure washer to the entire house these days.
Right.
Oh my god! But that would just create more problems, so I won't do it.
I mean, I could move in. I'm kidding.
What?
So remember, I've mentioned before how whenever I live somewhere, the energy and spirits of the place tend to disappear.
And remember, I told you at one point I wanted you to come and take a look at the land. But my guides just told me to shut everything down with you for a while. Just let you do your thing.
And actually, where I'm at right now, the house itself, I've kept it pretty clear of just energy in general.
Oh, I know.
But there is an entity here, down in the basement. It comes up sometimes and looks at me weirdly, but I have learned better control of not accidentally eating that stuff.
Well,
good job. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what would happen if I invited you over, probably at dusk because I wouldn't be able to do it during the day, but I invited you over to my front yard some night so we could sit down and have a cup of tea. I'd be curious to see what happens because I am right on a man-made crossroads. We moved in without even realizing it. I didn't think man-made crossroads counted.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky.
Well, I mean, like, you can construct anything to become a conduit.
Like I said, I didn't think it. I didn't think it counted.
Oh, on that note, the old shop, have you checked it out at all?
It feels weird and very dead.
So I looked at it just like a couple days ago when I passed through.
Yeah.
Actually, that was only yesterday. Wow.
Good boy. Thank you.
It's been a long day. But yeah, so I looked at it, and so I noticed that for one, the shield that with the jars I made and everything, it's almost like eaten through from the inside,
Yes.
almost like it's like rotting,
Yes.
and it's so hollow inside.
Yes. That's the feel of the place, but it didn't matter how much I poured into it. It kept being that way, and it would get worse. And finally, it started eating the people there.
Yeah.
It started killing the plants. It started yanking out all the energy of the merchandise.
And that's the thing. It's like without us being there, it quickly overwhelmed.
And that's, I don't think it started out that way. And I'm wondering if all the hex work that was done on it finally just killed the spirit of the building, because I did speak with it. Yes, believe it or not, I did speak with the building.
Oh no, I'm just like remembering the feel of it. It didn't feel like hex work. It felt like almost a natural but overwhelming rot.
Yeah, to me, it felt like almost like portalish in that building in the basement. Like, it was
It definitely had one for sure.
That's the thing. It was not that way when I moved in for the first years. Once I got in the building, I got so much hex work thrown at me and just so much horrible stuff. At some point, I'm going to detail it all.
Right.
But it's
probably fed on it and got stronger.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the thing is, after that, the building, it's like it took a turn.
I didn't feel any active hexes with that, like that rot almost.
You got to
a little
realize
bit.
we did a lot to shield from it, to turn it. There was a point in time where we couldn't keep negative entities out of our doors, so I kind of constructed a portal to suck them over to the other side.
I was just going to say it reminds me of a portal. Just big, one huge portal.
Because basically people were coming in left and right with nasty stuff on them, and I'm like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. Boop, there we go. All right, go have fun. Go, get off of them. And what it would do, the portal would clear them off.
Hey.
That way they didn't just drop their shit in the shop and leave.
Right.
Like, nope, you're going to the other side, you're going to the other side, you're going to the other side too. And you too, it's a flash sale. But, I mean, we had mirrors up all over. We had sigils. Some of the New Age shops got, well, I say New Age, they're really not New Age. But they got really stupid with the hex work, with the spell work down here. And from the traveling merchants, I heard that it was all over. It wasn't just here in Iowa. And I stayed out of it. I just put up mirrors so I didn't have to deal with it. But some of the stuff was still slipping through, and it didn't matter what it was.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think the building just wanted
to call in enforcements next time around.
I did. And I did. And I did. And I did.
Wow.
Okay. And eventually, I think the building just got really sad.
It was sick.
What?
It was sick.
Yeah.
Like, it was overwhelmed by everything, and that's the rot that's coming from it itself.
Yes.
But you could maybe make something in the heart of it to cleanse from the inside.
That's where I feel like the is, right in the middle of it.
It
needs something that almost like pulses.
We tried everything, hon. We tried everything. There for a while, there were a couple of spirits that used to hang out up on the ceiling. And I felt like they were waiting to see which way everything would turn. And I'm like, guys, are you going to help or not? And they're like, no, we're just here to watch. I'm like, well, get out, you know?
Don't you hate that? Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a pull of like what like to like make for it, but how helpful is that now?
I was going to say, at this point, there was nothing I could do. It was all I could do to keep my family safe, try to keep the business going. And then I felt bad, but I spoke with the building, and it literally wants to die.
But you had to, because boom, Dylan's had the accident. All kinds of things are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the tornado came through.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, that was
But no, and I was speaking with the building, and I felt so bad for it because I had made a commitment. I was going to buy it and all that other stuff, and it finally just told me, it's like, no, I'm done. I want to be gone. And that was the first time I ever realized buildings and structures you think should stand forever, they have a life too. And sometimes they want it to be over. It wasn't suicidal. It was just tired.
Yeah,
it was
very
done.
Right.
well, it's tired and sick. Like, it literally, like, the way I see that energy that has been like taking over it is almost like a rot or a moss or fungus, actually.
Yeah.
Fungus, yeah. Well,
And it's not so much like not exactly malicious, but not healthy.
no. And we tried to clean it, 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 and nothing was
Robert's
working.
laughing off some.
Well, if anybody could have got it done, it would have been you. So
Well, it's,
it was meant to be that you left.
yeah. At the end, the tornado ended up being a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Got me out of my contract, which was killing me.
Mm-hmm.
And, it got me into a better spot. But it doesn't mean that I didn't feel bad for walking away from the building.
For sure.
Yeah, especially since it was a crossed ley line. Like, that was a big thing.
Well, my original shop was right on a big, thick ley line that went to a node. And then the other one, the spaceship building, that was on a cross ley line. And I'm like, okay, then. But I will tell you, I went by when we originally found the spaceship building, it was one that Dennis knew about. I had always liked it and everything like that, but I never figured I'd be in it. I never figured it was going to be up for sale or anything. And I remember we had just gotten the news that I was out of the old shop, my original shop. And we were driving around, and I had my pendulum out and I had my cards, and I was listening in, and I'm like, and we started hitting different spots that he knew about. And I was like, not this one. I mean, this one has potential, but not this one. They keep saying, go farther, go this way, go farther, go this way. And he's like, okay, I know about one more, but I don't know if you're going to like it.
No.
And it ended up being the spaceship building. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Yes. Oh my God. I wish this was for sale. I wish. And he's like, you didn't see the great big sign? I'm like, oh. And at first the guy didn't want to rent it. He was like, I don't want to rent it. I just want to sell it. I'm like, well, I can't get it right now.
Oh.
Whoop. Somebody light a candle. AngelLynn. We feel your presence.
Unfortunately, all my stuff's packed.
But, and so he finally agreed, because he hadn't had any bites on selling it. He agreed to go ahead and rent it to me. I think he expected me to fail and be able to keep the down payment, but because he didn't expect me to succeed in it. He didn't figure a new age
So
shop.
many people here, most people hear new age shops and they're like, oh, those things that last a couple months.
Yeah. Well, 7 years later, but no. And he went ahead, he rented it to me. He did the down payment, all that stuff. Hefty down payment, and the rent was hefty, but I had planned to buy it. So the only reason I took the deal was because I knew I was going to buy the building. I tried everything to buy that goddamn building. I tried everything to get the loan. Mom even put the house up as collateral, and the banks told her no.
What? That's crazy.
And that was when I knew. It's like, okay, because I kept fighting to get it. And when she did that, she went down to check. And when she did that, I was like, no, it's not meant to be. And I felt really bad about it, and I was still locked into the contract. Hold on. Okay, AngelLynn just said, hey, that was an accident, but good night. I'm so tired. Okay.
I could tell she was getting tired.
Get some sleep.
It is later than I'm normally up right now because, yeah, my job.
No worries. We're probably going to kill it here in just a little bit. But no, basically, it was a wonderful building. I wish I could have done more with it. The idea was amazing. But it was also one of the things where I wasn't getting the right people in to build that community center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was a good idea, but I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah,
You know?
the space you got now is amazing.
Ironically, one of the weird parts. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Sheena.
Oh, I was just saying the space that you have now is pretty amazing. So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But one of the parts that like really weirdly like kind of hinted it to me towards the end there was when that Spriggan came in and literally asked if was like, oh, I'd love to buy this building if it was for sale. It was literally like a week before it went up for sale.
Yeah.
And it's a Spriggan that asked for it. They love ruins. It makes sense.
They love ruins. Well, and unfortunately, wow, that building may end up just being a ruin. I don't know.
That's exactly that Spriggan literally, the way he was acting told me that he knew.
Yeah. And it's really sad because it's a beautiful building. It has a lot of history, you know, and it would have been awesome. But at the same time, it wanted to sleep.
Yeah, you can tell that he probably could feel that.
Mm-hmm. I just
That's
my hope now is that it's either given a guard and allowed to sleep, or that it's completely torn down and rendered into something new.
Yeah.
And given new life. Because I wish nothing but the best for that building. That, you know, I wish I could have been the one to take care of it, but it's just, holy good God, taking care of that thing by myself was just too damn much. So, yeah, that was a bridge too far for me. But, yeah, I'm hoping it gets a guardian, though.
Yeah, I mean, a Spriggan would be a perfect guardian.
Well, nobody's bought it. Nobody's bid on it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, though, is that's like, I saw that Spriggan one time and then never again. And I don't know if it was just one of those, like, yeah, I see what's going on, but not my thing. Or they might come back sometime. Never know.
And Bill will be running people off probably. It's ready to be tired. Shoot.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking that more than likely the building's price will probably end up dropping low enough for somebody who's going to guard it to get it.
Yeah.
Because right now, the building price I was quoted is half of what the owner's asking for it now.
Which is like, it's depreciated in value due to like damage and loss and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So like
tornado and everything.
So he's asking more?
No, he was asking more because he had a tenant in it originally. Okay. But still, it was just, there were repairs I never had the money to make.
Right.
You know, and hold on. Dennis says this. By yourself? Seriously? All those times I cleared the snow, all those times that I did projects in there at your behest, all by yourself? Okay. When I say by myself, I mean you and I and Nicole. The team. Okay? We did not have a big enough team to support that. Just didn't.
Yeah.
So no. I should clarify. I am sorry. Yes, Dennis and Nicole were both working on it as well. And it was overwhelming them. Yep. Antoinette was constantly doing energy work. And Kasumi, you've met Antoinette. You know how good she is.
I mean, I was working on it.
Yeah. Like, toward the end, you were working on it too. None of us could get that thing to turn around.
There are so many times I had to completely clear out the energy and redo it. Or to cut off siphons. So many times.
Yeah.
Siphons.
That was another thing. A lot of people in businesses started siphoning off the shop. while I was in that building.
I mean, it's a lake center, so
And
makes sense.
I never understood it because the ley line had gotten twisted around. It had literally curved. And I'm like, okay, why? But when you drop down into your site, you saw all these golden threads going out to people.
Were you like top of the line? Maybe that's how they were siphoning it out.
I don't know, but Kasumi would go in, start cutting the threads, and then she would go in and actually siphon back off the threads because I had been cutting and cutting and burning and cutting and burning and cutting and burning and cutting and burning. I was like, all right, we're going to try something new. If we're going to be here, let's do this. Let's try experiment.
So I would feed off of it and pull so hard that they would cut it themselves.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the one time I visited there, I immediately noticed it.
Notice what?
The presence in the shop. Like I said, I didn't even know for sure what it was. It was it felt like a black hole to me. Like,
yeah.
And like never ending. I told Larissa, and Larissa was telling me about
sort of like a vortex, yeah.
Yeah. She was telling me everything you guys were doing. I was like, and I knew right then, I was like, they're gonna be doing it till they're tired, because anytime I've experienced those in life, it's usually a place that it's a constant circle of stuff.
Although it can be kind of fun sometimes when someone doesn't expect a vamp.
No, that is true. Okay.
Because like I've had people like that they're not exactly vamps themselves, but they're kind of feeding, and like so they reach out, and then like they tether, and I'm like, okay, pull, and they're just you literally see them physically jump.
Yeah.
That would be funny. That would be.
So Sheena, you've run across places like this before, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about them. I'm curious because I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly, and people call them different things, and I'm very like, people call things by different names, but like I've always been somebody kind of like Angel, who I walk like in the now and in the later, like a now and later. But these places, they're everywhere. And they're grown off of, and you probably know kind of what I'm talking about, like being a vampire. It's like born off of people's energy. It just creates these like black holes or vortexes. Yeah.
So it's almost like the building itself has become a vampire.
Yes, and I had mentioned that before, but
But it's not the same. It's more of like they're sick and constantly needing to take energy rather than just needing to feed occasionally.
Yes. It's kind of like those houses where they get those poltergeists, but they're not poltergeists. It's actually the residual energy of the house that turns into an entity that then feeds off the people in the house.
Okay. So I guess my question is, what do you think it was all the hex work, or what do you think happened?
Go ahead.
I think it was actually because I didn't taste as much hex in the entity itself. I tasted more of pain and tired. So I'm thinking it's so many people siphoned from it that it did, like, essentially if I fed really messily from someone, where it turns them into a vamp, it wounded it, and it needed to try to heal by pulling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone needing constant blood transfusions.
Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, we did so much work to keep that thing safe.
It was almost like it had cancer. Like it was such an intense wounding that it's so hard, like nearly impossible to heal.
God. And see, that honestly, that kind of tells you what was going on through my time in that shop. And Antoinette and I have very much said it's It's like we've been getting our asses kicked for the last 7 years constantly. You know,
You were there that long? That's crazy.
yeah, we were there a long time. But it was, like I said, it didn't start off that way, but then all of a sudden, more hexes, more bullshit, siphons, everything. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck y'all doing? See to your own shit. And that's always been my thing. Why are you looking anywhere else? Keep your head down, keep pushing on your own stuff. But that is not the way it is in this community. It's not the way it is at all. And that's actually kind of the reason why Dennis backed off. And he was really ready to drop the metaphysical area entirely.
Wow. It's just maybe I'm like new to talking to people because I was a literal hermit for like 12 years. But
it got really bad.
Hopefully those people don't find me like leave me alone.
The only thing you can do is if they find you, make sure you got good shields. Okay. Yeah. But no, and it's just it was really horrible. You know, there was rumor spreading, there was hex work, there was bullshit, there was siphons.
Well, I mean, like even like one of the first few times I joined on here.
Yeah.
That person that laid that cord on me.
Yeah.
Trying to feed from me. And of course, at that time, I was still learning my stuff.
Yeah.
And ironically, actually, just at the beginning of this video, someone tried something similar.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I was wondering what the heck that was because I actually touched my forehead. You can go back and watch it because I was like, bam, it was like someone just hit me.
Well, like I think that was probably right after because I was like sitting there not noticing it. And then I'm like, I am really drained and need to feed, but I shouldn't need to yet. And then I realized, oh, someone's been sucking. And so was
it before I hopped on?
Okay, so that's no.
It was like a little bit after you did.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Because I will tell you, the first part of the video, I didn't have my ward stuff up.
Yeah, that would make some sense.
So yeah, whenever I go on,
go do whatever you did because I was like, all of a sudden I was sitting here and I was like literally closed my eyes because it was like it hit me right in the face. It was like boom. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I literally like I so after I noticed it, I reinforced my shields and did a little pull. Not anything major. But like I didn't need to like do too much. But I think that made them rebound somewhat onto you.
It might have, yeah.
Like, or that the fact that like maybe they lost one source so they focus on another.
Yeah, because I was like, whoa, what happened? I was like looking around.
Yeah.
No, it's, and I don't know if it was because of COVID and everybody decided to start doing dark magic as a hobby or dark work as a hobby. Personally, I prefer painting and crochet. Well, I don't crochet, but I prefer painting. I prefer writing. There are a lot of other really good hobbies. You know, the metaphysical is not hobby, but I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it was all the time, you know, sequestered. I don't know, but I will tell you, it was like everybody and their brother. You could not swing a dead cat without running across this crap.
Wow.
This is not so much frivolous use. This is more of similar to vampirism, but not kind of like they're just having a hard time and needing to pull from others. So it's not just them, people close to them. Almost like working a job and sending money home. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you there for a while, one of the trends I saw in the Reiki and the healing work was parasitic healers. Where people would go in when they were doing Reiki and they would implant parasites or tags into their clients and siphon from them. Yes.
What?
Yeah. I threw one of the healers out of the fairs I was doing, cut that person out. They have borne an unbelievable grudge against me ever since.
See,
because I found out what was going on.
And that's the problem, is because you can do the same thing for a good reason. Because I'll leave a small cord just so I can keep an eye on the person.
But that was not what these people were doing. And honestly, you shouldn't be doing it without consent anyway.
Oh, yeah, no. I always ask,
None
like,
of their patients knew.
ugh. See, I always am like, is it okay if I check up on you?
But here's the other thing. Those people were having to do more and more chords because apparently nobody told them that when you're sucking out of other people, you're getting their physical, their mental, their emotional ailments. So what they were doing is they were just sucking more out of more people to fix whatever they had. And they were developing the different ailments. They were aging more rapidly, and you could see it. And I'm just like, nobody ever told you about that, huh?
And that's one of the, like, both advantage and disadvantage of being a vamp is, like a born vamp, is having that filter.
Yes.
It can help not get your, like, as long as you're careful, you don't get those ailments. But you have to focus on it.
Yep.
See, I'm just learning all kinds of new stuff after being a hermit for 15 years.
Creepy, right? Makes you want to go back in and shut the door and be like, nah, fuck y'all. I get it. But no.
I was led to the right place because I came out of my little senior hermit mode, and I met amazing people. So
yeah, you got good people around you right now.
Yeah.
Keep those people. But no, this was why after all this shit and after everything that he saw, this was why Dennis really backed off hard. I mean, he used to read tarot. There was a lot more going on, and he's dropped almost all of it.
Wow. It makes
well, I mean, think about that. You know, he was bullied in junior high and high school, and this put him right back to that.
Wow.
Because that's all these people really are. They're bullies. They're bullies with a nasty edge.
Yeah.
And they have no subtlety.
Some of them do.
I mean, yes, but they don't have any. It's not subtlety.
It's not subtlety.
Style.
Oh God, no, they have no.
Like, for example, like when I want to non-verbally ask consent from someone, I will literally run like as I've described them, pseudopods or tendrils along the shield, kind of like a caress, be like, "Hey, can I come in?"
No, that's creepy. That is creepy. Ah! Although that's going to be the great
they notice.
Story. Thank you.
They do notice.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had the worst luck with regular people, but the universe like blessed me with all of you guys, so I'm really thankful.
Oh, us weirdos are the best. Yeah, but ironically, I can do the same thing with that whole like crest thing. I guess I'm too focused on helping people. When I see a weakness in someone's shield, I can just be like, "Hey, it's right there. It's right there."
Well, right now, you're making my ears itch. Stop that.
So embracing more of myself has led to more confidence, but also weirdness with everything I do.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool how we're so similar, but in kind of like an opposite way. Because I have like the projector energy, so like I project into people and they don't like it, but
I overdo it.
How do you mean projector energy? What?
Like human design projector. So like our aura is like a cone, kind of like a vampire. You guys are naturally. So our aura is like a cone. So we like direct our energy into people, and like we can like see things, and then like people, kind of how you described, like they can sense that you see things, and they're just like automatically like intimidated sometimes by the presence. But my energy does it naturally because I kind of do what you do, and I seek energetically like where healing is needed, where trauma is stemming.
Yeah, but that's really cool.
Yeah, different aspects like that in a healing.
So it's almost like shining a flashlight and seeing where the shadow parts are, or shining a flashlight into something with holes in it, and then the parts that glow.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, for the love of God. Hold on. Dennis, Cass's left boob is the weirdest thing going on this evening. All right, anytime you're on, Cass, you got to bring that squeaker on. That's awesome.
I know. So I even, like, after doing that, one of my friends, I gave her the idea to take a bra, take out the padding, and just fill it with squeakers.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
That'd be funny.
You know, that would have been neat. When people would get too close to me and try and hug me, I'd be like, nope, you're going to rupture my implant. It was just a fun way to kind of keep people Sorry. Don't touch me.
And like, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, I already have people doubting the validity of my boobs as it is, and it's like these are natural born. I'm like,
No. But I mean, the squeaker thing would have been fun for people who got too close to me, but I have a feeling it would have incited more hugging.
oh, actually, afterwards, most of, especially my girlfriend and a lot of my friends are like, "Can I squeeze your boob?"
Dude, if I was there, I would say, "Can I squeeze your boob?"
And most of the time, I'm like, "All right, it's right
All
here."
right. Okay.
I'm not shy about enjoying myself. Not anymore.
I was like, nice. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are great.
They don't only go that far. They just really want to squeak.
Well, yeah. That's fun. Although, honestly, it would be more fun if you could actually hide a rubber ducky in there.
Oh, my God.
You'd be like,
Well, that's the thing is like, so I put it like right here.
Yeah.
So I can like squeeze it and everything with easily.
Yeah.
But the problem is when people go to grab, they like squeeze and they're like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
Pat dad, pat dad, pat dad. Where's the squeaking?
I would be like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah, this is sort of an invite in a way.
Yeah, that's why I said it would have been a fun one, but honestly, I think it would have
Not fun when it combines with my nipple ring though.
Wouldn't that get caught?
It does, and that part's not great.
Hold on just a second. Dennis, no me toques, mi amor. No, I learned the phrase no me toques, which means don't touch me. And so Dennis, of course, went, "Oh, okay." And so whenever I say no me toques, he comes and he starts grabbing on me. I'm like, "No me toques." And he's like, "Mas toques." You know? And so that's become a joke. One of my deceased grandma's requests with Arthur is that I teach him Spanish.
Mm.
And so we've been working on both sign language and Spanish with Webster.
That's good.
That is awesome.
She was like, please just teach him Spanish. Make sure he knows. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it my best shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were Latin. So,
I'm
yeah.
half. Yeah. But I was raised by my dad. I know more Japanese than I do Spanish.
Oh,
What is what?
I love this. This is my favorite statement to say to people that know some Japanese.
Okay.
Watashi wa Deutsch des? I'm German in Japanese.
I was going to say it's been too long since I can translate that.
It just messes with them because
Okay.
it's like saying that I'm German, but in Japanese.
I know, right? No, I had a Japanese stepmom. She was straight over from Japan, but she used to teach at the school. She taught math, which with her heavy accent, man, I feel bad for those kids, okay? Oh, my God. But she was pulled over to teach math. And so she met Dad, and they got married. And, yeah, and it was interesting. It was very interesting. But, and we spoke Japanese back and forth a little bit. And one of the things my Aunt Nancy always said, Aunt Nancy is Japanese Hawaiian, never Hawaiian Japanese, always Japanese Hawaiian. One of the things she always said, she was always amazed when I spoke it because I had no accent. She said, if you were over the phone, you would not know that you're American. But she and I used to joke back and forth because she knew more Spanish than I did, and I knew more Japanese than she did.
That is funny. I was gonna say, I love bilingual houses, but it's so easy. Like when you grow up, even in a bilingual house or more than even 2-language house, like if you don't use it, you like lose it.
And it's been so long since I was learning 9 different languages at once because I was bored and kind of a hermit.
Yeah, I get that.
But I've lost a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I like people are like, "Oh, so you know some Russian?" I'm like, I don't remember much of it.
And I lived in Mexico, and I was fluent in Spanish at one point in time, with my step family, and I could still understand it. And it's part of my reclaiming of my voice, but like I have no confidence ever speaking it. Like for some reason, when I just can't. Like I have to think really hard. I get really nervous to even speak it anymore.
Right?
Speak the swear words. They're the most fun.
Especially like when I was learning Tagalog and that, it was like one of those things of like I used it to like my one of my best friends always like was with Filipino women, and so it was always one of those things of like I could bring it out and be like have a conversation with my friend's girlfriend, and he doesn't know what I'm saying. And then now I look back and be like, I don't remember any of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a quick question. Do you have either Asian or Spanish in your ancestry?
No, I have brothers and sisters who are Spanish, but I'm like 50% Greek.
Oh,
wow.
Because I always thought like I was gonna have some kind of that flavor in there, probably because of how I grew up. And but no, when I came back, it was like 48% Greek, and then English and Irish and a little bit of Finnish, and that was me.
Okay, but if you're gonna be that much Greek, you got to know a few words of Greek, right?
I know gyro, and I don't say it right.
gyro. Gyro.
Oh God. Okay. Is anybody else pissed that they missed the Greek food festival, or is it just me?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we had a Greek food festival. I think it was last weekend. I was too broke to attend, but you know. Well, no, that good. And I couldn't take Web because of the crutches and everything, so I wouldn't have been able to go anyway. But oh man, I tell you what.
All right, let's not talk about food. I'm hungry.
Sorry. The other
like
year
you said
when
that,
I
I'm
went
like,
to the Greek food festival, their gyros were awesome. They were bomb. Oh my God, they were thick with, that yummy meat and the sauce and everything. And they had all this other kinds of food that was so yummy. Sorry, Kasumi. Yeah. Okay.
It makes it worse because I'm on my period. So, I mean.
Oh, yeah. No, me too. Rock star. But anyway. But no, oh man. I was so irritated I wasn't able to get there. But guess what's coming this weekend?
What?
Downtown Farmers Market.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
It's opening back up, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait. My dad was able to give me a wheelchair for Wub. So what I'm going to do is, if it kills me, I am going to get his little booty out there in the next couple of weekends so we can just kind of wheel around and do our thing. Probably going to have to put a lot of tourmaline. What?
How'd you get a wheelchair so easily? I had to hunt hard to get a wheelchair, and I'm currently trying to get a new one.
I said my dad gave it to me.
Yeah, how did he get it?
I ordered it for him on Amazon.
Dude, my mom's paralyzed from the neck down.
I just can't afford it.
We had to fight to get her wheelchair, and we still haven't got it.
It's ridiculous. So luckily, my job is literally helping people. Like I process people's orders for wheelchairs and stuff like that. So wheelchairs, CPAPs, CGMs, all that. And so like my doctor was like, "You write it up, I'll sign it for you." And I'm like, "Okay, at least I know the criteria."
Well, it's technically a transport chair, but it's a wheelchair.
Okay.
And
that makes sense.
It was like on sale $94 on Amazon, and Dad covered it with his disability check because his separated wife is wheelchair bound. She can't walk, and so he ordered it for her. It's a long story that I'm not going to go into because it's his personal business and I think it's whack, but they're yin signs and I let them do what they're going to do. And I keep my yang ass out of it. You know what I mean? You have people in your life like that. Okay. Where you just know you have no room to play around in there. Just whatever, just stay the hell out of it. Well, anyway. And so he got the transport chair for her. And it's been long enough that it's just been sitting there collecting dust. So he just went ahead and gave it to me. At first, he was going to let me borrow it for Arthur. And then he's just like, you know what? Just have it. And so he has since ordered another one for her.
That's awesome. Yeah. The last chair I had to buy for my mom, I got it off Amazon. I think it was like close to $500 for like those little motorized ones.
Oh, motorized. That's why. Yeah. No, this one's just push. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, I know the mayor of insurance, man. I had to buy pretty much everything that my mom needed medical wise because they just gave us such hassle every time we were trying to get something.
Yeah, and
no,
also what makes it harder for me is because I weigh just under 300 pounds.
Okay.
So it's like you have to get a heavy duty one.
Right. Because my dad's separated wifey, Lori, she's constantly sick, so she's really underweight. She's probably what, 120 pounds soaking wet?
Because I was over 300, so.
And then Arthur, he's right around 175, I think. So he doesn't need a heavy duty one.
Yeah, no. Heavy duty starts at about 250.
Yeah.
Which I literally, even when I lost all my weight that one time, was literally at 245. So.
Well, you're a Cancerian, and water signs tend to gain weight a little bit easier simply because they carry a lot of extra emotion weight, and that's not from emotional eating. It's just when Sheena, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but when you feel unsafe, your body stores fat, and it normally stores it around the middle. That's why you can always tell when somebody's going through emotional stress and stuff because of where they gain it. Now, scientifically, they've seen that it's hormonal, cortisol, it pumps it right around there.
Well, there's that. And also, so I started gaining weight again when I started progesterone. And part of that is it helps with the boob growth. So like it added more there, but also it made me crave more things.
Yeah, it does.
And also emotional eating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's be honest.
I'm like, oh, because of it, I'm always like a constant low level of hungry and horny.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Well, you've got a partner, so you're good on the horny point.
My partner is asexual.
Oh God, Kasumi, come on.
But they are wonderful to spend time with.
Yes.
My girlfriend is not, but we don't get to see each other as much. So, I mean, I'm still looking for stuff, but it is what it is.
But do you have a kitchen now where you can actually cook?
For a little bit.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Because
I remember at your last place when I first met you, this Cancerian had no kitchen.
So,
no kitchen.
Ironically, this kitchen has maybe double the counter space, but that's it.
Makes me want to look at your bird chart. You gotta send me your bird chart just so I can be in it.
To make things a little bit easier for like Sagittarius moon, and my rising is exactly split between what was it, Leo and
Virgo, I thought.
Virgo, yeah.
Leo,
so over organized within the chaos.
Well, and the
enjoys the idea of chaos, organized.
The Sagittarian moon would lead to all of the moving around.
Yeah.
Chloe's a good example. She's a double Taurus, but her moon's Sag, and that girl's always on the go.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm always like wanting to do things. I don't like sitting still. But I want to fucking have somewhere to live that's sitting still.
I know, right? Like I said, I'm going to get you a little crab shell.
Yeah, if you find me on Facebook, send me your birth info and I'll see what's coming in the future. Because like I've been looking at a lot of people lately because of all the changes that are coming here this summer.
I actually, it's not deleted, but I don't use my Facebook anymore.
Oh, okay.
You don't?
No.
I'll
take the messages. That's it.
Okay.
But I don't really try to do much with messaging and all that. It's just after Facebook changed the whole DEI thing and allowed hate speech against people like me. It's political stuff we don't need to get into.
Yeah, no politics.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll still
plus I went over to Blue Sky and it's been pretty great over there.
Oh, cool. Now what is Blue Sky?
So it's another social media platform
Okay.
sort of like Twitter. Like it's kind of like built off like the bones of Twitter,
Huh.
but instead of it being like you have your just algorithm going along, you
Yeah.
choose who you look at. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to worry about just random stuff. It still has some curated algorithm, but it's like also you host your own server in it, so you don't have to worry about people like taking over spaces and stuff like that as much.
Okay.
You can essentially weed out your feed.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking a break from social media right now. Or
It's helped a lot because I put on there stuff so I'm able to keep like knowledge about stuff, but not be bombarded with like all the hate and stuff like that.
yeah.
I will tell you, there for a while, social media was pretty toxic. I weeded out most of my feed. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. And it's just a lot easier to do that in Blue Sky, I found.
And then even whenever I post something that I have an opinion on, which, you know, when you have an opinion on the internet, oh my dear God.
Oh, okay. Plus, a
But
lot of my favorite content creators are on Blue Sky, so I can view all their work in that, like all my favorite artists and stuff like that.
Okay. Interesting. I'll look into
12:14,
it.
ladies.
Huh?
So I didn't realize it was like 12:14. I'm gonna have to get back.
Holy cow.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Well, I will see you all next week. Happy Friday the 13th.
We're having
Good night,
a
everyone.
good.
I mean, yeah. And I didn't even get it. I was at one point going to talk about how it feels to feed from someone's core, and we got distracted, and it was just like, oh, okay, moving on. Guess it's topic for another time.
Quick question, Kasumi and Sheena. I would like to get you guys together and just chat about different energy work and stuff like that. What night's good for both of you?
That's changing with my promotion.
Okay.
Because
and are there any openings at your job, and what's the salary? Kasumi, message me. Mom's looking for a new job and Dennis is looking for a part-time.
So they aren't hiring any more work from homes at the moment.
Darn it.
It's
Okay,
all
never
in
mind.
the office. Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'd be giving it out to people a lot. They've been pretty great to me. But in my job, so like it's going from the my regular Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday schedule to Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, then
Nope.
repeat.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part.
No. Okay. Well, I will message you. You let me know because, yeah, I think this would be great. If you all could kind of chit chat.
Yeah, just ask about days, and I'll be like, if I work or not, or if I'm doing something, because I keep myself pretty busy.
Well, yeah,
no,
I work
because-
around pretty much anything.
Especially
So
with multiple
let me know.
partners.
Thank you. Thanks, Sheena. And by the way, Sheena, thank you for sharing the event. I didn't even have to ask. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
But no, I
Sure.
want to schedule this a couple weeks in advance so we can get people to actually take a look at it.
Yeah, if we schedule it in advance, I can be more like knowledgeable about like making a spot for it.
Okay. All right, folks. Let's hop off and I'll get some rest. I got to get back to my kiddo.
Bye.
We're coming on, guys. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining in for our Friday the 13th special edition. And I hope you all enjoyed it. We will be back next week at our regularly scheduled time on Thursday at 8:30-ish p.m., Tech Gremlins withstanding. And if you have a topic you would like us to talk about, just let us know. Or, if you have somebody you would like me to pull on as a guest, let me know. Comment, message, like, subscribe, and follow us on Spotify. And there's going to be hopefully some really cool changes coming up. Hopefully I will be able to get Des Moines New Age Radio back up and moving. So yeah, fingers crossed. Loves to y'all. Mwah. Have a good night, guys.